Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigoons, that D&D Spelljammer campaign where science and magic collide and you contribute to the chaos. Hello, players. How you guys doing today?
Hello.
We are very apologetic that we were not here last week, and that music is really loud to me, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. There we go. That was very loud music. I didn't realize how loud it was. I'm sorry. So we're sorry we weren't here last week. The state of the world just got to me and I couldn't do it. So I apologize. But here we are, and we're back, and we're having a good time. And we're ready for Shenanigans. Everybody ready for Shenanigans? You guys ready for Shenanigans?
I'm ready. Pretty ready.
So that's good. Let's do some Shenanigans. Can I do any more Shenanigans? What happened? Something? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to worry about it.
Nothing bad.
All right, so real quick, I'd like to thank our sponsors, World Anvil. World Anvil is the most robust world building and campaign management software that exists on the internet today. You can go to worldanvil.com, take a look at that. I believe that we have some. Do we know if everything's okay over there at World Anvil right now? I don't know what's been going on with them.
Janet was back at work for the first day today.
Excellent.
Is
okay,
what we
so
know.
Awesome. All right, and was that all public
Very
information? I just realized that may not be public or private.
Been all over her Twitter.
Okay, so they
public
did.
as it's been.
So they were tested positive for COVID, but it sounds like everything's going better now. So we're hoping that everything goes well over at World Anvil. But go check out worldanvil.com. I'm sure that I'm definitely sure they're not going anywhere. They're just they're an amazing company, and you can see all the amazing stuff over there. Go to worldanvil.com and light up the forge. Next, we'd like to thank Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is our other sponsor, and they are the most amazing metal and plastic dice out there. Mostly because they make all their own designs, they do all their own color testing. It's all done in house. They don't just rely on the manufacturers to come up with random stuff. They do testing with small groups of people and the colors and how things work out, and they really care about the product. They want to make sure they make a quality product in the end. And that's why we are hanging our hats and our dice bags with Die Hard Dice. And you should too. So go to dieharddice.com. Use the coupon code Goonies for 15% off your first or next order. And if you want to roll with the best, you roll with Die Hard Dice. Next, I'd like to thank Nerdsmith. Nerdsmith.org is our network, and it's us. We are Nerdsmith. And you can go there to see all the amazing shows that we support. And if you'd like to support this stream directly, you can do so in a couple of different ways. One, you can donate bits, which will help to improve the ship's health at the next session. You can see that down below me, all the way down there. If we don't get any bits, then there is some sort of disaster. If we get a moderate amount of bits, then there is either a minor failure or a minor bonus. And if we get a lot of bits, they get some semi-permanent upgrade to the ship. Yeah, so you'll learn about the upgrade they got today. Although it will not be in the captain's log. I forgot to add it in there, but I will mention it later. Oh, and then you can support our stream by using the Tip the Show link down in the bottom. You can do $5. We'll gift a reroll to the players. So you can give a reroll that they put into a pool. I think they have 4 or 5 rerolls right now. Something like that. I have 1. Thank you, I believe, to Matthew for giving me a reroll. 6. We have 6. And then, because also you guys get rerolls when we hit our
Hype trains, yep.
Hype train. So if we get enough donations to get a hype train going, every level of the hype train also donates that. Wheel of Causality, $15 allows you to spin the Wheel of Causality, inflicting some pain, some difficulty on the players usually. They have to talk in a weird voice, or they have to do something weird, something happens to them. $25 allows you to introduce an NPC. You give me the name and what they look like, and maybe a little bit about how they're introed or where they come from. That's how we came up with Jeremy, the Narwhal, the amiable astral narwhal. Thank you, Matthew. And Jeremy is around, and Jeremy was seen last week during Twitch Sings when we were goofing around. And then $50 is a DM Ex Machina, which allows the player of your choice to get 30 seconds of DM powers to do whatever they want. So it goes a little crazy there. Yeah. So that's that. Did I miss anything? Alrighty.
I don't think so.
How y'all doing in chat? Good. I just want to make sure everything's good to go before we get going here. This episode is a little weird. Aren't they all? And we're gonna have some fun. And I see a peanut, so we're good there. We have our 500. Is it 500 bits? 500 not bits. 500 stream points to do past the peanut.
It is. Yes, past the peanut is 500.
Channel
excellent.
points. Yeah.
Channel points, and we'll be adding. We can name those, by the way.
Yeah.
Just tap
Thank you,
it.
Matthew.
Past the
We can
peanut.
call them something other than that.
So Kyle, who's getting the peanut?
Heather grabbed it first,
Okay.
so Heather's got the peanut.
We may have some other peanut-related point system things coming soon, which I have a couple of ideas. Angela gave me an idea very early on that I wasn't sure about, but I'm pretty sure now. And then I have another one I want to kind of throw in
So
there.
sorry, everyone. I have
Um,
no idea what he's talking about.
so we'll see if I get a moment to step away, I'll poke Angela and see if we can have that tonight. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? So we'll be back in just a second.
Sailing the stars in search of a harbor. Won't you join our crew? Lilac steady, even when it gets heavy. Amidst the chaos, they'll see you through. Dietrich's disdain hides a gentler refrain to keep our spirits up. And where there's a fight, there's probably Piper. She's tiny, but she's tough. Will find what's hidden inside, discover secrets big and small. And there's Flora to smile through the horror and wonder of it all. Dermot the bear looks through his vacant stare, but they will fluff you up. So won't you come along and wish us luck?
Totally, we're prepared to come back. No long pause there in between the video and us. Yeah, so here we go. As we see Captain Packard preparing her weekly log in her ship's quarters, her daily log, weekly log, her captain's log. We begin.
We got a family photo.
Do you want to do the family photo real quick?
Okay, hold on one sec. Let me actually look at the screen and do the right one.
We need to have things to hold up, like mustaches and shit.
Yes, that would be very fun.
We need to do that.
Okay, so family photo. I'll
Ren,
do a countdown.
Do you have a mustache right there next to you?
Oh, I have a whole bunch of them. I was so upset.
Can't hear you, Ren.
Can't hear you, Ren.
Don't push to talk.
I forgot that I was going to push to talk. I was saying no, but I remembered that I upgraded my hammer prop.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
All right, so we're gonna do a family photo in 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold on. Let me double check. Just to make sure I'm actually capturing the picture. No, we have to hold it for longer because if I'm going to capture it on the stream, there's a delay and I can't hold it based on our Zoom call. Yeah, so hold on one second, everybody. We're going to hold for a second.
Okay.
And you guys can sing Jeopardy music in your head. It'll be great.
Doo-doo. Someone's gonna come into the stream right now and be like, "What is going on?"
Mannequin
Okay.
challenge.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
The Anakin challenge?
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Oh, mannequin challenge.
The
The Anakin challenge is
would
just
be
putting
walking
sand
through
places.
sand.
And this is why we're
I
siblings.
love you, Logan.
Decide whether it's
Oh, I
easier
just
to
had
just capture
Braveheart
us
yelling in my.
We'll have to decide whether it's easier to just capture us in Zoom where we all have a green screen and I can block them out and put us in whatever, or if we should do
That'd
the
be interesting.
extended pause to do it in there.
All right. So, we good with that? All right. Captain Packard.
We could always change the name of that reward to Mannequin Challenge since we have to freeze for so long.
Captain's log. Last week's encounter with the merchant ship left a hole in our hearts. Poor Ensign Ricky was accidentally traded away, and we have no way of retrieving him. We will, as always, work diligently to protect every life on this ship. We will get Ensign Ricky back. On a lighter note, I am excited that I was able to acquire lotion from the kobolds. My skin has not taken well to the Nexus, and I forgot to pack a dermatologist.
Fuck you.
Are we allowed to swear on this channel? I didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes, you were absolutely allowed to swear on
It's
this.
been
yeah.
5 episodes and you haven't heard us swear?
We've been very
In
good.
character.
Wow.
I feel like not
Behave
to that
yourself.
extent, really.
Well, I
honestly,
think it deserved it in that moment.
No,
It's the
I
13 rule. We get one per campaign.
Angela, he did that to me at 3:30 this morning.
He told
I sent
you
her a
about
text.
that joke.
No, because anytime I need a placeholder, the only place I'm going to put something to remember it is in my chat with my wife. Because she'll ask me, like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh yeah, I want to remember that. Thank you.
So, because I was awake at 3:30, as we talked about, Angela, because you were also awake,
Right.
I was like, what was that placeholder? And he's like, say it out loud. And I literally I forgot to pack it, and I was like, fuck you. It was exactly the same response.
And
that he
I
finished
laughed
the
myself to
sentence.
sleep. Literally. All right.
He did.
We arrived on the 4th planet of the Teal Crystal Sphere, the planet called Lewi, which is inhabited by a strange race of bipedal rabbits. Not robots, rabbits. Some interesting points about them. Their family units appear to be any size or configuration. Some in the unit lay eggs, while others carry them in a pouch similar to marsupials. All members decorate their eggs in colorful pastel pigments to identify them when around other family units. They play a strange game where they actually hide the eggs from the family unit in a safe and warm place, sending the other family members off to find it. It seems to be some sort of bonding ritual. We've been on the planet for 2 days now, and we're lucky enough to arrive during their yearly celebration of life. The inhabitants make small clay eggs, filling them with treats and prizes, painting them to look like their family eggs, and then hiding them for the community to find. The one rule is that you can't take any egg that is the same pattern of one you've already found, thus assuring everyone gets to enjoy the fun. The governess of the community, Frida Flopsier, has invited us to participate in their great hunt and the festivities after. And so we come down to the 6 of you who have spent the last 2 days amongst these bipedal rabbits, not robots, and totally not robots at all. And you've lived amongst them in their communities. They've invited you in. They have fed you all sorts of wonderful, tasty sorts of things. And each one of you has met and gotten to know one of them. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. So you spend your days feasting, eating, hiding, hunting, painting little eggs, learning about the patterns that they use and how they denote family and different things. It's almost like a hieroglyphic of different symbols and colors that they use on these eggs to tell different stories. And your benefit was that during, I forgot to mention, in the because I was too proud of that joke, was the pride is such a loose term when it comes to puns. was that you acquired a bunch of pigments and paints from the previous from your kobold friends, and you were able to trade them here for all the hospitality. So you guys have advantage on any social roles involving the rabbitkin here on this planet of
What's the planet name
Welay.
again?
Welay, W-E-L-A-Y. No, Laywee. Sorry, it's backwards. L-A-Y-W-E.
You accidentally told your joke.
I actually went backwards. That was a different show.
Uh-huh. Well, Curie would be very curious about. Fuck! I hate the fact that I named her that. Anyway, so Curie would be very interested in the patterns and how they kind of remind her a little bit of like heraldry and how.
Yeah,
there's a bit of,
absolutely. It is
history
basically
there,
their type
so-
of heraldry, and they tell stories and different lines and different aspects. They can actually tell the history of their family. It's like putting a string on your finger. It's like, yeah, it's just a line around the circumference of an egg to you, but to them, it's a reminder of a particular story that they then tell during these festivities.
Yeah, she would be all down for kind of shadowing people and figuring out, like, asking lots of questions and trying to figure out how to read that or how to incorporate it too. She's like taking sketch notes and stuff for her own embroidery and things.
So each one of you, I don't know if we have a tweet for retweeting, Ren. Sorry. Each one of you has met a fellow rabbitkin, for better, Laywean, I don't know. And you can tell me a little bit about them and how you met them. I did give you the opportunity to name and give a slight personality to your bunny friend, even though you didn't know if it was going to be a person bunny or a real bunny. An animal bunny, but now you know it is a person bunny. So who would like to go first about telling me the name and a little bit about their bunny pal? Bunny old pal, old bunny. I'll call on someone. This is just like school.
Go for
You're
it.
not hiding. All right, Kyle, you volunteered by speaking. You know that.
Yeah,
you know the
great.
rules.
Cool. I do. So Dietrich was introduced to a small family of about 15 rabbit folk. And their youngest immediately caught his eye because of the striking pattern of their fur.
All right.
It was like this like brown to black and just stark white, like
Mhm.
peppered all throughout, kind of like a brindling almost. It caught his eye, and so he introduced himself, and she was introduced as Roberta. And unfortunately, Roberta really doesn't take kindly to strangers at all. So she's like not having any of him. So it's been kind of a weird, like tense relationship with him and the bunny family that he's been fostered with.
Now, in the rabbitkin world here on Laywee, they always use both their given and surname at all times. So what is their full name?
It's Roberta Riverine. It's
Roberta Riverine.
the Riverine family.
Oh, excellent. All right, excellent. So younger bunnykin, love it. All right, who's next? Oh, Kyle. Actually, Popcorn. You pick someone.
Let's go to Lilac.
Lilac.
So everyone.
Can't hear you. Did you break it? You barked it.
Push to talk is this working?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lilac saw that everyone else was kind of going off with different bunnies, and so they looked around for what made sense, because this was all just ridiculous. And there was another bunny who was kind of like off to the corner, looking slightly annoyed by the entire thing too, with kind of like a little bit of a aloof nature to them, and Lilac realized that that was probably a kindred spirit. So in a rare moment of social bravery, Lilac made their way over to this bunny, who then slightly snobbily introduced himself as Darcy Dapplehop. He's very fancy. He is wearing a cravat, and doesn't really super seem to want that much to do with Lilac, but Lilac kind of likes that.
All right.
They're just two wallflowers.
Perfect. Wallflowers grow together. Okay, Lilac, pick someone else.
10 feet apart.
I want to know what Curie thinks about bunnies. Predator prey.
Oh no, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a really good point. They're people. It's fine. She might have a slightly more sly smirk in general while hanging out, but nothing to be concerned about. So Curie is used to being the more forward when it comes to meeting people and social interactions and stuff. And so to be basically bombarded by a very small, very energetic little lady named Lucretia Little Ear, who just talked her ear off, like just high pitched. You can hear it from a mile away as she's just rattling off. But as Curie sort of got used to the general noise level around her having increased because of this person near her, Curie began to realize that Lucretia just loves to talk about other people's business, and they became very fast, like, gossips. And so Curie just got to listen to, like, every time they passed someone, Lucretia would just, like, rattle on about this person's entire life history and any indiscretions they might be like talking about and gossiping. Like, Curie's having a time and a half with this person.
Perfect. All right, Curie, who's next?
I'm gonna go with Dermot.
Dermot.
Oh, hi. Yes, Dermot. He was trying to hug and meet all of the bunnies, but one in particular caught his eye, and this one was extra floofy, like just
super floofy,
sticking out everywhere. And he had to go cuddle, so give him a hug. And he walked over and he introduced himself and says, "Hi, I'm Dermot." And the bunny said, I can't do the voice of the bunny, but it was, "I'm Cuddly Care Hair." And we hugged, and I got an electric shock. Evidently, this Cuddly Care Hair, when he hops, he kind of shuffles one of his rear paws, and he builds up an electric charge.
God.
I love him so much. We cuddle.
Excellent. Dermot, who's next?
I choose Flora.
Flora.
Okay. So Flora, of course, was bouncing around, meeting everybody, super excited about Rabbitkin because they're adorable, and she was very happy, just like Dermot. But one that she ended up taking a liking to, because she's a little more serious and kind of reminds her of one of her older siblings, is Mopsilia Maplethump. She's actually sort of like one of the village guards type of people. So she's a little more serious, has a very dry sense of humor, but she's friendly with everyone. She's just, very dry sense of humor that's going to be cutting if she thinks you're irritating. Luckily, she thought Flora was amusing, so it's okay.
All right, and Piper.
So, Piper, being Piper, of course, is always a little standoffish at first, but she met a bunny by the name of Wilhelmina Wigglesnoot, and
This is clearly what Logan was trying to accomplish by making us go alliterative.
And the two of them kind of bonded over lunch. Piper was just kind of picking at her food, and Wilhelmina just kind of sidled up to her and was like, "Are you gonna eat that?" And the two of them just hit it off on that. She was like, "Nope, it's all yours," and they just started talking, and that was pretty much it.
All right.
She ate my food, and the rest is history.
Brought Pepper's guard down real quick.
All right, so those are the 6 new bunny friends that you have been making and been hanging out with for the most part. They're the ones that kind of been guiding you through the festivities, and now we are coming to the beginning of the day, where we have the hunt, the egg hunt. So while it seems a little weird that all the eggs that you've been painting all night have now been dispersed and being filled with different little treats and things, what kind of treats did you decide to put into your prizes? Did you decide to put into your eggs? Remind you, they are a little bit bigger than normal sized eggs. They're clay. You would have been given many, many different options of different things. So what types of things did you decide to put in your one thing in your family egg, or your not necessarily family egg, but your patterned eggs that you gave out? It's the same thing in every egg, so everyone gets a chance to try everything. What would you have made or put into them to as prizes? I'll let you think about that for a second. As the festivities start after being given out, Frida Flopsier, this very venerated older rabbit with who wears this kind of bandana around their forehead, holding their ears kind of down to the sides, and carrying this walking stick, and wearing these beautiful kind of cool, robes. They're just very colorful and but strangely patterned, like it's almost just patchwork of different colored pieces of cloth. She gets up and addresses right before the hunt, and says, "This, in our community, this is the first time we've ever had outside guests, and we are very honored to have them. Thank you for joining us." And everyone turns and applauds, although it's with padded fluff hands, so it's all muffled. But there's a lot of them. There's thousands of bunnies in this area.
Logan, why don't they pound their feet?
Because that is a very sexual thing. So they don't.
I thought about it the moment I said it. I went, they're Twitter pated when that happens.
They don't. That's in private, or it's a very rude thing you see a lot of the younger bunnies do.
It's like them going.
Yeah, it's like just thrusting or grinding. It's not socially acceptable. So.
Thump the ground at you.
So yeah, they don't. No, definitely don't do that.
Damn,
do you thump the ground at me, sir?
I do
not thump the ground at you, sir.
But
I do thump the ground.
Damn those young kids and their rhythmic music, their sexual rhythmic music.
Hopping all hither, thither, and yon.
It's hip hop. R&B, rabbit and bun.
God, Jesus.
Drop
it like it's flop?
Yep. Drop it like it's flop.
Thank you.
That was really good. Rhythmic Rabbits. Matter of fact, that's the band that's playing. Is the Rhythmic Rabbit, and they do occasionally thump in that. They're
it's just a little racy. They only do it every so often.
Yeah, just every once in a while they sneak it in.
It's just plain hip hop. I mean.
Yeah, we made that joke. It's okay.
Oh.
Thanks for catching it, Mike. So, all right, so here we are. Anyway, so the hunt starts, and you are with everyone kind of scattered out amongst a ton of people. And this is I'll be hours. It's like an outdoor hike that you go on over this very large field where the elders have all scattered and a few helpers have scattered all the eggs, and helping youngers to find eggs, although often they're very good at it and they're much farther ahead than anyone else. But everybody participates, and so over the last few days, you would have woven your own basket, or at least had help to weave your own basket with different colors and things to be able to hunt the eggs. You're expected to find about 15 eggs, 15 major families in this area, but there are some others you can find as well, including all of yours. My question I come back now to is, what is in your eggs as people find them? Some of the kids can't wait to crack theirs open, so they crack them open out there. It's very bad form, although not against any sort of rule, to leave your cracked and broken eggs out in the field, because then other people think that they have found an egg and they haven't. But it does happen occasionally. And occasionally, very rarely, you do find a broken one in the wild. But the adults usually kind of scoop those up.
There's posters everywhere that say, "Don't be a dickhead. Pick up your something egg." I don't know. I lost it.
So close. I was so excited to see where that was going.
Yeah. I should have waited.
Workshop it a little more. Like, get back to us.
Yeah.
So
I'll get back to it. Yeah.
So who has their egg prize or treat ready?
Don't be a dickhead. Throw out your spent egg. That's as close as I got.
Close. It's pretty close. Yes, Piper.
Okay, I'm done.
So Piper is actually proficient with glass blowing tools, and so she has created little miniature. She's kind of studied the heraldry over the last couple of days, and kind of took little bits of her armor and things like that, and created a little mini glass egg that has been very gently cushioned inside out of glass to represent her family.
Oh, okay. Or you probably being somebody who wants to get into glass blowing, probably more likely you did a marble of some kind, an egg-shaped marble.
That's what I was thinking. It was more like a marble
with some sort of you created some rods and turned it in, the marbling inside into the pattern. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Something you could have churned out a lot of very quickly as well. So yeah, excellent. That's beautiful. I love that idea. All right, next. Ooh, that's too creepy for this. Hold on. There we go.
Oh.
I put doom and destruction in my egg.
Yes, Lilac. Sorry to play your theme song.
Lilac is that guy.
Okay.
They're looking around and they're seeing that these are, lagomorph people, and Lilac, has read a fair bit about physiology of some woodland creatures. They're of interest to them, and they know how important their teeth care is. So in all of the eggs that Lilac was in charge of filling, they have put floss into these eggs.
So you're the person that puts socks in people's
Yes.
Yep.
I'm the person that hands out a toothbrush when you're trick or treating.
So
that is Lilac.
You're gonna thank me when those milk duds come around.
I actually got really excited because in Halloween one time, story time, I got floss, unflavored, no wax floss in my Halloween bag once, and of course, a kid, you're like, ugh, but then
You need a house.
no, somebody suggested hanging my toys, my Starship toys, from the ceiling with it, and it turned into one of the greatest things ever, and I thought about it forever. So it's fun. Anyway, sorry. But yeah.
What about the time your son got chicharrones in his Halloween
That was very
basket?
weird. Chicharrones was kind of weird.
That's awesome.
It was I'd never seen that before. That was the
Someone
start of
went
his
to a
spicy
gas station and just ran their hand down the shelf.
that was the start of his spicy life, and it has become
spicy.
down. The worst has begun, and he started to take ramen and put Takis into it and make this pink seafood Taki mess. It is really horrid. And yes, I just threw my child on the bus.
They weren't Takis. They were flaming hot Cheetos.
Cheetos, that's what it was.
Oh God!
Even worse. Okay, we're done. Sorry, but it does come
We
out
all
hot
just went
pink,
to a
and
really
it's
dark
weird.
place.
So yeah, we just talk
Let's
about
go
my
back.
son's strange eating habits for a while, but that would be an entire show. So
yeah, the moral of the story is that Lilac got very excited
Yes.
to help them with their dental health.
So something you find about this this sort of festivities is it is a celebration of life, a celebration of family, and no gift is ever rebuked. Every child is appreciative and excited about every gift they get.
Is that your really diplomatic way of saying that everybody gave them the side eye? Like,
No,
they
I'm
won't
serious.
reject the gift.
No, I'm saying that you actually see the genuine joy and excitement of every gift. They seem to really appreciate
Aw.
everything that they get.
This is so wholesome. I can't wait for you to ruin it.
I'm not gonna ruin this. So who's next? Lilac, you were gonna choose who's next? Flora's volunteering.
I can go.
Go.
Oh, sure. Sorry, you just picked me because I looked excited, so
You're right. I
didn't know
did.
if you were picking.
I could pick. I forgot. I keep forgetting popcorn. So.
It's fine. So Flora went the exact opposite of Lilac. She was like, "Oh, it's traits. I'm gonna make something fun and sweet." So she took a bunch of like dried fruit and nuts that she got from their area, and used honey and just lots of honey probably to make them sort of like candied fruits and candied nuts, and that's what she's got in all of her eggs.
Awesome. I love it. Piper.
I already went.
Dietrich.
Ah,
Go for it, Dermot.
Oh, Dermot.
Dermot, with Dietrich's help, if he would have helped, he asked Dietrich to use his origami to make paper bow ties.
Oh,
And then afterwards, Dermot used Mage Hand to paint them different colors, along with some of the pigments and stuff.
I love it. Excellent. So after about 5 minutes into the trip, you start to see different buttons all taking the bow ties and putting with little self-adhesive stickers right onto there.
No, I have an idea for that.
Oh, God,
It's
okay.
taken right from your story. They use the dental floss to tie it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, so they take the dental floss and they tie the little bow ties on, and everybody by the end of the day is wearing them except I don't know if you all do, but it's like wearing the paper crowns from Crackers. You know even from Gran on down, you wear the paper crown.
I was
That
gonna say
sounded
that
not good.
Lilac doesn't, but I feel like since Lilac likes Dermot a whole lot, Lilac does
All right,
wear them.
Dietrich.
Similar to Flora, went in the opposite direction of what Lilac did. He got some herbs from the local shop and tossed them into like a copper kettle with some brown sugar, and like toasted these herbs and spices with the brown sugar and kind of candied the spices. But with the brown sugar, also threw in like ash, like charcoal ash from like onions, so like leek ash, that type of thing, to make the candy black. And the herbs that he chose were fennel seed and star anise. So
You
it's
truly
black-
are an evil
Gross.
person.
black licorice rock candy.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Gross.
Love you, Kyle. But
So remember when I said
no.
nobody rebukes any gift? Well, okay, still. All right, and then curious.
Disappointment is a bottle of
They're
wine.
just re-gifted. Everybody's re-gifting
Everybody
them
puts
to
it
everybody
back into an
else.
egg and puts it back on the ground. It's like
When- Oh, this is great. I'll
Oh.
just save it for
all the kids have it
later,
just
you
stuck.
know,
Like
I want to
well,
savor
it
it.
just sticks there for.
Oh no! You can tell all the people who spit it out. So when Curie found out we were supposed to be making something to fill the eggs, she busted out a bunch of the embroidery and crochet threading and stuff, including the stuff that I think Piper got her. and just sort of sat in a corner and just like people were just watching her do like very fine work and just putting it aside, making another one. She's making little crocheted flowers with like leaves and stuff on them in different colors, and it's something she can just do really rote. So she's like carrying on conversations with people while just finishing one, not even looking at it, and then putting. So she has this whole pile of them. So each of the eggs that she puts together has like a little bundle of these little individual crocheted flowers.
So Dietrich, while you were helping Dermot make these, make the little bow ties, Roberta Riverine comes to you and just kind of sits down next to you and just sits there, not saying anything, not looking at you, just sits there for maybe 20, 30 minutes while you work. And then just kind of reaches over and slides a piece of paper over and starts to like watch what you're doing and try to make one of her own. Horrible job. And then like does another one. And then after a while, do you do anything or say anything?
I think noticing if she's having a little bit of trouble, he might start muttering under his breath the instructions to himself. And it's like, all right, then you take it and you just right down the middle, and then you fold it a little corner here, and then you fold the other corner here, and then you know, in half, and then was it
Perfect.
a start? No, it was, and just kind of just murmuring it to himself, like.
So she starts to pick it up a bit better to the point where the 1,000 or so of these that you need to make, she starts to help make them as well. And after a while, she gets kind of bored though, and she kind of just starts one halfway finishes, just kind of tosses it aside, and then she takes another piece of paper and she starts to try to fold it into something different, something new. And after a while, you get the idea that she's trying to maybe make some sort of flower or something, and you're not quite sure exactly what she's trying to do, but she's playing with folds that seem to want to unfold themselves, like she's trying to make some sort of motion to it. Do you say anything, or you just let her go?
I kind of want to see where this goes.
So after a little bit longer, as she does that, she just gets exasperated, throws it down, and leaves.
All right.
Do you do anything after that?
Yeah, Dietrich would pick it up, try to see where she went wrong in the unfolding. Might be beyond his capabilities, but he thinks that what she might have been trying to attempt is a blooming flower.
It's exactly
where
right.
you actually, where it's like you pull down on part of the stem
Yep.
and the flower actually opens up.
Yep, that's
So,
it's something
yeah,
something more basic than that. I think of when I think back to when I studied origami. There was what's called a coin purse, where the entire top kind of irises down and then kind of pops up. It was kind of like that.
It's like the star box that you
Yeah,
can make.
exactly.
So he'd try to remember that particular pattern and turn it into a flower.
Okay.
See what he could do there.
All right. And then what do you do once you've kind of figured that out?
Put it into an egg and hide it somewhere where he knows that she will find it.
All right. Whose egg? Because they're all painted at this point.
Whose egg? Not one of the Riverines.
Okay.
One of Piper's eggs.
Okay. All right. So you sneak over and grab one of Piper's eggs, stick this in it, and Roberta Riverine finds that later. Piper, last night, right before the end of the day, Roberta Riverine comes to you, and she has not said more than hello to you up to this point. And she just she comes over and how old was Roberta, Dietrich, roughly? I don't remember.
Young, like pre-adolescent.
Okay. Comes over and it's kind of just looking down the ground and kind of sighs a little bit and just says thank you, and then turns and leaves.
You're welcome.
And so when you guys open Roberta Riverine's eggs the next day, inside you find a piece of flavored rice paper that has been folded into this star pattern, and when you place it on your tongue and it starts to melt, it blooms in your mouth.
Cool.
That's cool.
And it is Dietrich's pattern. All right. Wilhelmina Wigglesnoot's eggs are just stuffed full of Timothy hay.
Those are words. I don't recognize any of them, but I acknowledge that those were words.
I don't know what Timothy hay is either, but several of our more rabbit-inclined players have mentioned it, so I assume it's some sort of amazing hay and not some new boy band thing.
It's a type of hay you're supposed to feed them.
Perfect. Just cram, like you could not get any more into these eggs and still keep them shut. It just would not be possible. And it is probably the simplest, easiest, and laziest of all sorts of stuffings, but it's a tasty treat if you're one of them. Let's see here. Cuddly Care Hair has taken and created little tiny fluff cotton palms and put googly eyes on them and putting little rabbit ears on them, and has made little friends for everyone. Taken felt and cut out little feet and glued them to the bottom, and inside there is a little very overly fluffy Cuddly Care Hair pet palm that you can keep with you. Mopsilia Maple Thump has written a series of celebratory limericks that are all maybe inside jokes that you're not quite familiar with, but they have written them about the celebrations and some of the families in town, and has filled it basically with a little fold-out book of limericks that people are reciting and giggling about. But again, none of them really make sense to anybody but the people in this community.
I mean, we catch the foot thumping one. We understand that's a dirty limerick, but other than that...
there's definitely and then Lucretia Little Ear has filled theirs with glitter glue, basically, that has just kind of sealed itself on the inside. You can't even open
She's
these
a
eggs.
monster. I love her.
Just overly zealous. Not sure what she was going for. Maybe you can ask her
I know
later.
what she was going for. It's the one thing you can't completely fix.
People are a little confused by it. But in the end, what they decide, for those that couldn't get them open, that Lucretia wanted to leave a permanent memento of the season, so you could keep the egg with you, and it won't be breakable really. And those who can get it open get this sort of glittery glue egg shape from the inside that they then think that's the memento. And it's kind of rubbery and bouncy too, so it's kind of an oblong bouncy ball as well, which as soon as they get indoors, they start bouncing all around the rooms. Is that everyone? Who did I miss? No, Darcy Dapplehop. Darcy. Darcy Dapplehop puts inside each one of these a caviar spoon. And there's a little caviar spoon in each one. Not quite sure what it's for. Probably not caviar, but it's for something. Some sort of strange eating utensil that, or maybe for doling out eye cream or something.
I thought it was just a
it's just-
terribly bad taste joke about consuming eggs.
Maybe some sort of care product, nose cream or something that they use here. It's doled
Hair
out with
product.
this.
They're all hair products.
They're all hair products. Yes. Perfect. But yeah, so that's all there is in there. And again, everyone enjoys them. All the children start to try to eat all of their meals with these tiny little spoons from here on out for the rest of the day. And that is it. And then we come towards the end of this part of the day's festivities, where one person who has received a very special egg is going to be the honorary hunt bun. Hunt buntress. Buntress? I don't know.
The buntress of the hunt.
The buntress of the hunt. And that person is going to be one of you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll randomly, and I'm going to see which one of you it is going to be.
While you're rolling, I feel like I need to clarify because it came up in chat. This is not a real hammer. This is foam and latex. It's squishy. It is not
It
violating
looks
Twitch
fabulous.
TOS.
It looks fabulous.
Squish, squish.
Nice. Is it
Squish, squish.
is it like for LARPing?
It's very good.
It's the LARP hammer and the band hammer. So watch yourselves out there.
Tonight it's the bun hammer.
It's the bun hammer. So while we're talking about that, let's talk about all the amazing foods that are dished out for that evening. As we find out the very special eggs. So there's one particular egg that you were not to open until this time. And as they start serving hot cross buns and what else? I don't know.
Has its own theme song
Um,
as it gets
yeah.
brought out.
Beer,
beer.
because it was brewed with hops.
Right.
Oh.
And
Man.
I got nothing else.
Man.
So
Clearly, there needs
show.
to be black-eyed peas and ham because everybody needs a little hoppin', John.
what was the name of the band again? What did we? I don't remember what you guys called them.
Rhythm rabbits.
R&B.
No, it was Rhythm
It
Rabbits.
was Rhythmic Rabbits. I
Rhythmic
think.
Rabbits. Are playing some wonderful songs, and pass the peanut, and Flora, who are you giving the peanut to?
I think
I'll-
Dermot's preparing.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Dermot.
I'm open.
So each of you are to take this last egg, and this egg, everybody's egg is going to have a very special little message from the basically they're like fortune cookie eggs at this point, from Frida herself. But one person's inside is going to have just a small coin wrapped in fabric, so you can't hear a rattle. And this small coin represents that they will be the leader of the hunt for tonight's hunt for the feast. So this is about midday. You're having the big midday feast, and you're going to go hunt the Sabertooth SnaggleSnoot, which is a massive creature that they've described over the last couple of days. That is sort of like a very angry boar, but it is very, very big. And every year they hunt one and they bring it back, and the leader of the hunt gets to choose a team of 6, convenient I know, to go along and go on this hunt. And so as you all each open your fortunes, one person pops theirs open, and they, Lilac, find a small coin within.
Hey. So much pressure.
What's the problem? Darcy, is this I forget. Not everyone. What do you do with it? Why am I British? I'm not British. Lilac's not British. Wrong character. Sorry.
So nervous that their accent.
So, Kyle knows all about that one. So Darcy looks over and he just starts a little golf clap, which is even more silent than golf claps normally are. As everyone starts to turn and notice that Lilac has the coin, and this large uproar starts to kind of culminate out from there.
Okay. We did that already, Mike.
Oh, so close.
That was yours.
Oh, congratulations.
Do I have to do anything specific?
Be glorious.
Darcy
Read
leans
the hunt.
over. You're going to have to lead the entire hunt tonight. You'll have to take 5 people with you. I assume you take your closest friends, and you will have to give 2 speeches.
Oh, dear. We'll work on that, dear.
One of them will be now. As Frida comes over and says, "We are truly blessed to have one of our newest friends, our outside visitors, come and lead our hunt. Do you feel up to it?"
Got this.
Yes.
Excellent, beautiful. That makes me so happy to hear you say. Do you feel that killing this beast will not be difficult for you?
Do you all generally kill it, right?
We kill one every year for
Oh,
the
well
great
then.
feast.
Then
Yeah.
we should.
If it's
Yeah.
filled with fluff, they can certainly handle it. I can attest to that.
No, it's filled with meat.
My compatriots and I will take this challenge and do it well.
And as you say that, you're not sure if it's your words or Frida giving kind of this open, like, now's the time to applaud, but everyone starts the arousing cheers and things as everyone starts to whistle and scream and clap. And there's a few thumps.
I wasn't done.
Oh no.
And
Our
Frida kind of puts her hands
our-
down and everything dies almost instantly.
died silently just enough for our newest redemption of
Oh.
channel points to go off. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh boy.
Pop
Peanut-
goes the
Peanut
peanut.
has been
As
on-
everything goes perfectly silent, Peanut starts to make a horrendous sort of noise. As Dermot, you have Peanut roll a D100, please.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh no, don't make it sad.
Oh boy.
Ren, I'm dead. I'm dead from that speech.
Oh, it's a 65. It's okay. It's okay, Peanut.
As Peanut then sneezes, and his mouth gets comically wide, must be the cheeks, as a
Horrifically.
comic and horrifically, as within just the moment of that sneeze coming from Peanut's mouth is a 24-inch by 18-inch painting in full ornate frame, and the painting is of Dermot with Peanut mid-sneeze and the painting coming halfway out of his mouth, with just striking details of the entire background
Artists,
and everything.
go! Your time has come.
Oh, wow.
I have never been happy.
Did you get it all out of
Peanut
your system?
Polaroid. And he just looks,
Ah.
seems fine.
Hmm?
Curious
You
ears are just
alright?
like completely quirked, confused.
You were saying, dear?
Piece.
And with that, was just a reminder about good dental hygiene. Thank you. Good.
And there's this long pause. And Curie and you are the only ones cheering, and then Frida has everyone start cheering again.
Curie was ready to give people death glare if they didn't clap.
So as Frida pulls you aside, in of the six of you, and starts to let you know that this is not a simple task, but it is relatively easy if you have the skills to deal with a beast of this type. It is very large. It is enough to feed, and she points out to the thousands of bunnies around. So hopefully you'll understand the scope of what you're undertaking. We have never had an unsuccessful hunt since I've been alive.
So,
We're not about to start now.
do have a few things. If it's that large, how? I'm just concerned that it might upset the ecology of your area.
We do this
Is
every
it an
year.
apex? Is it an apex predator?
There's like population control or something.
How about we not worry about that?
All right.
I have a query.
This is fine. Clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, don't ask questions. You never have to ask questions when someone does not ask questions.
No, it's more of this is a fantasy game, and we're just not going to deal with
We're not gonna,
ecology questions like this. And
Oh
How
no,
are we
they
supposed to
breed
carry
so
it
quickly.
back?
It's a problem.
what was that, Flora?
How are we supposed to carry it back?
Oh, the
It's that
bears will
big.
bring it back. There will be volunteers to go and assist you. One each.
Was that
Also,
bears
Piper and I
or
are, built.
bearers? That's true.
bears? They will carry the cart.
Bearers. Understood.
Piper
What was
just
your
looks
question,
over at
Gary?
Lilac and does like a subtle gun show.
Curie, what was your question? Curie.
Bears or bearers
Bears.
was my question.
Yeah, they carry they help carry only by driving the carts that will carry the meat back.
Also, I just want to say that when Piper and Lilac have a gun show, it's pop guns, but they're still guns.
I know
only
they were
thought
like
that in
they're
her head.
derringers, tiny but powerful.
There you go. There you go. Derringers. Sorry.
Hey, Meryl's gun of choice. So, and if you understood that reference, you're pretty cool. I love you guys. So, as she turns and starts to ask for volunteers, 6 volunteers appear near instantly, and several of them are children.
You made us make our own red shirts, Logan.
Oh, no, they're not red shirts. They'll
How
make it back.
dare
We'll
you.
see if you do. Dietrich, when asked who would volunteer to be Dietrich's bear, Roberta Riverine just kind of walks and stands next to you. Doesn't really say anything, just instantly walks over and stands next to you. No hesitation. Like almost waiting in the wings for knowing what was coming. Wilhelmina. Who made Wilhelmina? Oh, Piper. So Piper, when they ask who's going to be Piper's bear, Wilhelmina is kind of laying, just kind of relaxing in a chair over there with like a bowl of hay and kind of on their chest and just kind of eating it, and just like takes the whole big clump of hay they're numbing on and just waves it.
So-
all right. Um, Dermot, when somebody asks who will be Dermot's, cuddly care hair tackles Dermot from behind, just leaping onto Dermot's back and just kind of becoming one with the fluff.
Okay.
Mopsilia Maple Thump is a little snarky when it comes to it. As soon as Flora's is asked, they say, "Does it pay?" And
I like
knowing it doesn't, obviously. And Lucretia Little Ears was Curie, as the volunteer is asked for Curie. There nobody really says anything. Everything's kind of silent, except for you just hear this rambling, kind of coming from near Curie. Not even realizing the Lucretia not even realizing what's going on necessarily, just kind of just rambling about different things and all the candy they got. And then I got this little piece of flour and I put it in my mouth and I blooped and it went all over the place. And then I was very happy. And then I had another piece of candy and it was really kind of gross, but I ate it anyway because I want to be really appreciative of this candy. I think it was Dietrich's, but then I wanted, and then Frida just kind of points and says, "Lucretia will do," and then lastly, when Lilac's bearer is asked, there's silence for a very long time because the bearer of the leader of the hunt is the most important job, and as Darcy steps forward and says, "A Dapplehop should be in this position. I will take it on." And steps forward and volunteers. And there we are. So you have 1 hour to prepare, at which time you will work with your bearer to learn everything you need to know, and you'll get a chance to ask questions. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the different steps that you prepare at, but I'm going to go through each step individually with each of you, or not each step, but one step, but understand that these steps are happening for all of you. So Dietrich, you're pulled aside by Roberta, who sits you down in a chair, just kind of points at a chair in a room, and this will be a little bit different for each of you, but this is the basics. And she brings over a bunch of the pigments that you've been using to paint these eggs and everything for days. And without even talking, she sits in front of you, or stands in front of you because she's younger, and just starts to put pigment on your face and starts to paint your egg pattern across your face. Do you have any questions during this time?
We're not going to be sacrificed, are we?
She giggles. And she shakes her head and says, "No, you're not going to be sacrificed, dummy.
Right.
To be snackerficed.
We're just going to hide you and then hope nobody finds you."
Hope nobody.
She starts laughing and she starts smearing it, and she has to go back and correct it.
Right. So, how dangerous is this hunt?
Nobody's died,
Right.
at least
Okay.
last year.
Is there anything that we should be aware of as far as the hunt is concerned, like boundaries or, what is this snaggletooth?
It's a Sabertooth SnaggleSnoot. What's a snaggletooth?
So, something from a children's program back from where I'm from. All right. So, what manner? It's like a boar, then? Yeah.
Sure. I don't know what a boar is.
Like on all fours and got huge pointy fangs coming out the front of his face, and
Fangs go down, tusks go up.
sure, all right, I'll trust you with that. Right, is it like is it more aggressive to certain colors? Is it off put by any sense?
No,
Is it
not that I'm aware of.
can it be lulled to sleep?
Yes, you could rub its tummy.
From the outside?
No one's ever tried that way. But it definitely goes to sleep after eating people.
Perfect. Right. This has not been as mind-settling as I thought it would be.
What? As she gets to the right-hand side of your face, your left-hand side of your face. What happened?
I made someone very mad, and it wasn't really my fault.
Oh,
So, someone thought, all right, you know the maple thumbs, right?
which
Let's
one?
say the matriarch, the leader of the family, right?
Oh, Minerva Maplethump.
Minerva, right? Let's say that Mr. Darcy, Derringer. I'm confused as to the names. There's too many D words. going
Darcy
around.
Derringer or Darcy
Um,
Dapplehop? They're two different people.
Double Hop. Yeah, thank you. Darcy Double Hop. If they were in an illicit romance, yeah,
That's a little gross. You mean if they were thumping?
if they were.
By the way,
if they were
Maple
doing
Thump
that-
is now a dirty, dirty ass name.
Like Humperdinck. It's, Hump's in there.
It's true.
This is a child. They're going to talk about it like that.
Right. So if they were thumping around behind people's backs, in an illicit manner, if they were doing that, I'm not saying they are. If they were,
Yeah, I don't really understand. I mean, they would just tell their families and they'd be okay.
well, where I'm from, they wouldn't be okay, and
What?
Someone thought that I thumped his mate.
You don't just Cadbury another man's wife.
There was no cream egg involved.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm never eating one of those.
See, I was being
Aw.
subtle.
You can't do subtle around Kyle. This was an unknown thumping. Okay. So somebody thought that you were doing an unknown thumping. And they
Right.
found out.
Well, they thought they found
That's
out.
a
I
very
wasn't
rude thing
actually.
to do.
I wasn't unknown thumping. I wasn't even knowing thumping. There was no thumping.
Oh, okay. So they just thought
Thump
that
boys.
and then they hurt you like this?
Yeah.
So we have magics that heal when somebody gets hurt like that. Don't you have that where you are?
It was. I don't know. It was. I didn't feel the need at the time.
Chicks dig scars. I heard some of the guys say that one time.
It's none of my business what chicks dig or don't dig.
Yeah.
Baby chickens do have those really
chi-
sharp claws. So.
The chicks live in another part of the world. We're loose the buns here.
Very loud, though. Sound like, they're protecting ships from coming into harbor on top of rocks.
I don't understand that joke. I'm assuming you're trying to make a joke though because you feel comfortable with me now.
Oh gosh.
All right, so let's. Oh no, I did one more thing. So, what's it like to travel through this? What'd you call it? The Nexus?
Right. It's like, are there sailing ships in
Yeah.
this area?
Mhm.
Like, okay. It's like sailing on one of your ships, but with clouds under you and strange people that kidnap your shipmates on account of
That
misunderstandings.
sounds so cool.
It's pretty neat, actually, come to think of it.
Perfect. All right. So Piper, we're gonna go to you, where they are fitting you for the outfit that you'll be wearing, which is just kind of like a tunic that you'll be wearing with the different kind of like the different family crests. It's got different patterns and things on it that they are putting together. It's not anything cumbersome. It's just more of this is part of the ritual. It's kind of like you almost feel like a safety vest. Like it's bright and colorful, and you're not going to hurt each other while you're out in the forest, because you're definitely going to see everyone from a mile away wearing this. And they're kind of putting that on you. And this is, who is this? This is
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina Wigglesnoot. So as Wilhelmina is she. Okay, so she is putting on this, helping you put this on and grabbing some hay and munching it in between fittings and putting some pins in to sew it up. She's kind of silent, just kind of working. Do you say anything initially? After your face is painted, remember, you're already painted up at this point.
So best way to approach this creature? Do they like have a keen sense of smell? Do we need to try and sneak up on them?
Oh, you could try to sneak up on it. I'm just not sure. I've never done this before, but I'm sure you're going to be great at it. You're such an amazing, wonderful, strong-looking person. Person, right? That's what you like to be called?
That person's good.
Okay.
Do people normally take like swords to fight? Do they normally take like
They take whatever they're good at.
flashy-
And I mean, you
All
probably hit it with your hammer, I would guess. You got a real big hammer.
Yeah, that's usually the plan, is kind of smash it with a hammer. That's usually my go-to.
I think that's a great idea.
All right. Any spots that I should look for smashing? Any spots I should avoid smashing?
I would really try to avoid the testicles.
Yeah, that doesn't seem
It doesn't
like
really.
a
It just
good-
makes them real mad. We saw them
Yeah.
do that one year. Well, we
It's
heard
good to
about it.
know. I will try to
A
avoid
lot of broken
smashing any
eggs that
testicles.
day.
You waited for her, you jerk.
Beautiful.
Hold.
Called timing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will be sure to avoid smashing testicles with hammers
Today.
So, yeah. So this is all just everybody's got this regalia on and
Just the
stuff,
hunters.
and- Okay.
The leader of the hunt has stilts.
Oh, they are not going to be happy about that.
No, I think that they're okay. They're hopping stilts. They're magic, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, they like magic, so I think that'll be okay. I do think the music is off. Yes.
It
Or
is
it's very
off,
quiet.
yes. I don't know why it's so quiet. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh, that was what happened when I pressed the space bar. Got it. The Spelljammer bar.
So, yeah, this is a cool tradition. What do you guys hunt for food that isn't?
Oh,
this,
we only meet once a year.
Oh,
It's a treat.
it's our chef on the Spelljammer was kind of worried about getting fresh meat and stuff like that. So I was trying to.
There'll probably be
think if
lots
there's
of
any-
leftovers. There always are. I'm sure you can take some with you. And if you get one of the bigger ones, then hey, there'll be lots and lots.
I bet Chef Souffle would like that. Awesome. Well, cool. Thanks.
Of course. All right. Let us cut to Flora. So Flora, as you are getting ready, they are making. Who is this? Sorry.
It's Mopsilia.
Mopsilia. Okay. They are sitting there mixing this kind of poultice, some sort of adding in some sort of liquids, and well, it's got kind of a pungent smell to it. As they add more and more things to it, it starts to kind of die down.
What
Okay.
is that exactly?
We've got to get you ready for your date. You just smell
Sorry, what?
nice. And she just keeps mixing it. She laughs a little bit. This is to cover your scent, so you can hunt more easily. It makes you smell more like the natural terrain. Well, actually, it makes you smell like nothing, but it takes a while to
Oh.
get there.
Got it. That makes a lot more sense than getting ready for a date.
It was a joke.
Got it.
Do you not have humor
So-
where you're from?
No, we do. I'm just a little nervous because I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
I
I know we're
you've
going to
got the
fight something, but
you have the war paint on, and you've got the tunic on, and now we're going to remove your scent, and then we're going to get you your weapons, and then we're going to get the cart ready, and then we're going to start traveling. Is this not what you normally do? Is it not how you prepare for a hunt?
well, I'm honestly never prepared for a big hunt like this one, so no. But also, I'm wondering. I mean, you guys have fought these things before, so what are they most susceptible to? Like, what's going to work best for us to fight them with?
And she hands you the bowl and says, "Here, stir," and pours something in, and goes over and grabs a book off the wall and starts flipping through it. Let's see, SnaggleSnoot, S. SnaggleSnoot. What was your question?
What works well against them?
Well, they're just kind of large beasts. They have a very tough hide. We find that I would guess stabbings or piercings or magic. Magic probably works very well against them. That seems to be what a lot of the historians have said.
Okay, that's good to know.
I think you're very brave for everything you do, traveling through the sky and through the stars like that. It must be very exciting. Do you learn a lot?
We have learned quite a bit, actually. The first planet we went to was really strange. It was actually full of undead, and then we got to.
I'm sorry. What is an undead?
It's kind of like a creature that didn't stay dead.
Oh, we have neighbors on a neighbor continent. They are, I think what you call them are chickens. We call them the Chixie people because they're over the sea. They have a strange ritual that they do with some of their dead, and they actually bring them back to life to serve, continue to serve their people. But they cut off their heads first. It's very strange.
It could be something a bit like that, actually. But they turned out to be, mostly in pain, and Piper was able to help them, so that was good. And then we met a narwhal who travels through the Nexus. His name's Jeremy. He's very sweet. He's a bit lazy, I guess, but he's nice.
I don't know what a narwhal is, but all right.
Like a small whale with a big horn on his head.
All right. I'll have to look that one up later. And she puts up a back and continues with the poultice. All right, let's skip to Dermot. So Dermot, I want to go back a little bit and ask how Dermot handled the face paint. Was he okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
So with
The browns kind of blended in.
Cuddly with Cuddly Care Hair, there's a lot of giggling, a lot of laughing, sometimes you don't know what, and at one point while getting your paint on, he kind of giggles and he kind of points down to Peanut. Should we do this?
Oh yes,
put a little
absolutely.
And so he starts to paint on the same paint that you did for yours onto Peanut's face, and Peanut is just completely in love with it. He's absolutely enjoying the attention, and kind of snuggling up to it. So what is it? What do you do? What do you go out into the world and you do these things? I don't understand them. What do you do out there?
I haven't even figured that out yet.
Oh, that's
I
very
just
cool.
kind of. I have a like a service elf, and I just went with them, and they like we just go on these adventures.
You have a service elf. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, they're kind of like they make me feel better. I'm with them, like you are with me.
Oh, that's very nice. I like that a lot.
I could be your service bear.
I could be your service hair.
Yes, yeah.
I like that a lot. That's fun.
But yeah, I just kind of help people, and I make everybody's day better if I can.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like to go out there and help people too.
Oh, you should come along.
Maybe I will.
You should stay away from anything that could be affected by shocks, though.
I don't know what that means, really.
Work at the computer room.
Is Mo? We call him Mo. I don't know. He could be susceptible to that.
You don't know your friend Mo? That seems kind of weird.
Well, I don't know a lot about them. We had a staring contest once, and nobody won. We just had to walk away.
Some say it's still going on to this day.
Yeah, I like that story.
Me too. All right, we're gonna cut over to Curie. Okay. So, Curie, you have gotten your face paint on. You've gotten the tunic on. You've had this pungent sort of oil put onto you, and now which one is this? Lucretia. Lucretia, who is basically finger painting all over your face. Way later, you'll pretty much find out that it's way more than was necessary. Literally has not stopped talking the entire time, and just continues to go on.
There's a sort of like meditative zen that comes over Curie as Lucretia's talking, like every so often, like
just goes off about life here is really boring sometimes, and I really just want to do something really exciting and adventurous. That's why I volunteered, even though I don't think I remember volunteering to come along with you. But I really love to do this. I really want to go along. And what is this like in space? And everything stops, and she's just staring at you.
Oh, what's space like? Is that the question?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
All right.
Peanut appears with Curie during this conversation.
With the face paint on.
With the face paint on.
He was somehow just in her mane or something.
And goes pop.
Oh, of course.
And Curie, roll a percentile.
Pick the thing. Do you want me to wear him, or do you want me to...
They haven't actually gone there quite yet. They're in the process of.
Both?
Yeah, he's working on it. That
you gonna
is a
cough again?
58.
58.
Peanut.
So Peanut
Go to Curie.
Peanut sneezes, like goes and disappears next to you, Dermot, and Sneeze appears coming out of Curie's fur, and then out of his mouth, falling to the ground, is a big metal bucket filled with fried chicken. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen! What just happened? Where did that come from?
Is it cooked fried chicken?
It is
Like,
cooked
Yeah,
fried
very
chicken. It
important
is hot,
distinction,
warm,
okay.
and delicious. Sound smells.
Curie looks down, kind of. You didn't know them, did you?
I don't even know what that is.
It's chicken.
I don't know what that means. But that was amazing. Who is
Yes,
that?
he's-
And points.
Oh gosh, this is Peanut.
Hi, Peanut. I love you.
Yeah, we all do too. He's a bit of an event wherever he goes.
I want to know Peanut. What's Peanut
Hold him
like?
if you wish. If you'd like.
Did you just say Peanut grants wishes?
No, if you would like to
Peanut.
hold him, you could give.
Make me another bucket of whatever that is. Please. Do it again.
I'm
It's
afraid
not working.
he's
Only
he's a
one
bit
wish
of his
per
own
day?
hamster.
Is there only one wish per day?
Yes.
Is that the problem?
It's such a shame when he produces something so wonderful and you can only have one a day. I'm so sorry.
Except for we just got another redeem to pop the peanut.
Roll percentile.
I want to thank. Who am I thanking? Thank you,
Heather.
for your beautiful comedic timing. That's a 10. You know what? I'm just gonna keep the D100 roller open. just keep it open just in case. You never know.
What kind of weapon does Curie use?
Curie, well, besides her
The bow, right?
Well, no, she has her cane.
Oh, okay. But what?
Her,
Yeah.
her
Besides that,
blowgun.
what is?
She has a bunch of daggers, like an uncomfortable number of daggers, and a hand crossbow.
Okay.
Just like
So,
I'm looking at them as dagger.
So as so as the small child is begging Peanut to make another bucket of fried chicken,
I don't know.
Peanut looks up at this bright, shining child's face, and much like the sun and a sneezes again, and clumping to the ground out of Peanut's mouth is a crossbow, a small hand crossbow.
Curie reaches back to like double check.
Yours is
that
still there.
hers- Okay. Well, some of his contributions are more helpful than others, and
That was not at all what I wished for, but it's really neat.
oh, I'm so glad you both have got along so famously.
I'm so very
It's
excited about
wonderful.
this. Ooh, lay an egg. She starts to strain, just wishing that Peanut
Oh
would lay
dear,
an egg.
breathe. Breathing is
Yeah, no.
important.
As you look down at this crossbow while she's engaged with Peanut, you find out that you're looking at it. It's just very intricately carved. It's beautiful inlay. It's very dark, stained very dark. It would hide very well. All of these shiny bits have been painted, and it is. After playing with it a little bit later, you find out it's a +1 hand crossbow.
Oh shit.
So
I'll give you this, Peanut. You have excellent taste. No pun intended there. And
and after she continues to strain, Peanut starts to strain his little body, and nothing happens.
oh, don't hurt yourselves. Neither of you. Don't hurt either of yourselves.
Oh, hey, we better get done, or else, a little lightheaded. Now I'm gonna sit down, and she sits down,
Mhm.
and we're gonna cut to. Oh, go ahead.
Lucretia, just so you know, before we're done, I think it would be very important that you and I have a very frank conversation about stealth. You can go from there.
Okay. As we cut over to Lilac, who is now dealing with the whole kit and caboodle, the face paint, your hair has streaks of paint in it as well. You've got the tunic on.
I'm sorry, what are you strapping to my feet? I
So
didn't-
these look
what?
like if you've ever seen not like quite like moon shoes, but they're like the actual acrobatic version. So there's these long metal bars that kind of loop back under your feet. It'll give you about 6 to 8 inches of height when you're standing, and they're very springy. And Darcy, who has kind of kneeled and keeps his back very straight and postured as he helps slip these special things onto your feet that seem to magically sort of wrap themselves around your feet, not designed at all for your type of feet or shoes or anything, but seem to be magically kind of just wrapping and holding onto your feet very well. These
That's actually a good question. How tall are the...
they're
Bunny
about 4.5 to 5 feet.
Okay.
So, and he's helping you put this on. And as he, every time he gestures like he takes your foot, he's like very Disney Prince Charming-esque when he's trying to slip it on. It's very strange, but he doesn't seem to be doing it on purpose. It's just kind of who he is. He has this very posture about everything he does. Has nothing to do with you necessarily, just that's who he is. So
now I'm like almost as tall as him.
Yeah, he could be changing the tire on a car and it'd be the same, motions. It's like it doesn't. So as he gets on, these are your stilts. They will help you outmaneuver the beast, since it will be your job to put yourself in harm's way to call and bring it to the ambush. And as you stand up, you feel extremely comfortable in them. You're a little bit taller, like I said, about 6 to 8 inches taller on them. But as you jump and bounce, you can move. It does not feel like you're any taller. You have no equilibrium issues. The magic makes you feel completely natural in this state. You can jump twice as high or twice as far, and you run at hasted speed, which I think is double speed. These creatures are incredibly fast. You're still going to find difficulty outmaneuvering them even with them.
So everyone's going to get these then,
Oh,
right?
No. That's why there's an ambush. You're going to have to go and get the creature and bring it back. It's quite an honor.
Swell.
No one has been seriously hurt in years. Not since we made the magic.
Again, swell.
And he kind of sits down across from you and looks up and almost looks a little vulnerable for a moment and just asks you, so what's it like to travel the way you do?
Honestly, it's constantly perplexing. We were not supposed to be gone this long. And I miss my bed. You probably want to hear stories of adventure.
No, I wanted to hear that you missed your bed. I wanted to hear the truth.
Am I going to die?
Probably not.
Well,
nothing you're going to do here is going to be any more dangerous than what you do out there. That probably wasn't very comforting. What was your bed like?
well, it was actually built into a closet so that I could pull the curtains shut around myself. It was very nice.
Was it soft or firm?
It was firmly soft.
Sounds nice.
It was.
Pillows?
It's probably so dusty now.
Did you have many pillows?
Precisely 3. For different reasons. Reading in bed or sleeping. And, one so that I could sleep on my stomach if I needed to. And stick my face in the divot. You don't want to hear about ergonomic pillows. I am nervous.
Like, it was like a donut pillow? Like round with a hole?
I suppose that's an accurate description.
Interesting. Actually, yes, this is exactly what I want to hear about, because when thinking about what you do, it never occurred to me that I might miss my bed. If it were me.
Pardon my position, but you don't really strike me as one for venturing forth.
Neither do you. Yet you're doing it.
Indeed.
It may not necessarily be something that you chose, but it's your path right now. And I don't know what my path holds. I just know that I'm not on it.
I very much appreciate your candor.
Well, you're all set. Let's go and tend to the carts, and then we can get underway.
Right. Right.
And he leads you out as the rest of you all are led out. All of you, the face paint is incredibly well done in the styles of the eggs that you did, except for Curie's, who is kind of more just a mishmash of the colors sort of blended together like a child's finger paints.
Are they water-based?
They're designed for fur, so remember everybody has fur except for, well, I mean, everybody that would normally go on has fur, so.
Curie may have dabbed a little water and tried to like smooth
Comes right off.
some of it. So
Yeah.
she's just trying to make it turn more into a watercolor than a hatchet job.
And as you come out to where the carts are, there are 6 extremely large carts. These carts are as big as a house each, maybe as big as a little bit bigger than that, drawn by 2 very large, what you would look at as cattle, but they are a much stranger beast than that. They actually have 6 legs. They're furrier, more like moose. About double the size of a normal moose, and each one pulls double. So you're starting to gauge the size of this creature is not just going to be a large creature, maybe not even a huge creature. Probably more likely, this creature is gargantuan. It is going to be something extremely massive, and yeah. So that's what you're going to be dealing with, and you have only a short time to do it. So as they tend to the carts, and each one of you gets a chance to see each other, greet each other. You see Lilac a little taller than normal on these wonderful little stilts, but having no problems with them at all. Little bouncy stilts. You all start to get onto your individual carts with your bearer, and you guys start the journey, which is only going to be a short, about a 30-minute journey out the town. These creatures are unladen are very fast. So is there anything you want to do or talk about with your bearer in the next 30 minutes? Each one of them seems to be doing incredibly well guiding the cart, even the youngers.
Curie produces a piece of cloth that she like really rough stitches and tries to convince Lucretia that when her people go on hunts, they wear it over their mouths to you know, protect your mouth and keep your teeth from shining when you're grinning so much at the excitement of the hunt, but also to remind you to be quiet when the hunt is afoot.
All right. So she'll just kind of ramble on a little bit, but then as you kind of explain that to her, she does listen, and she looks up and says, "Oh, I don't need that. Trust me, you won't hear me at all." And then she just goes back to rambling.
Curie listens, actually listens to her.
She's just rambling about the dolly that she had one time, and this kid
She makes a
ripped the head
concerted effort
off,
to
and
listen for
you
like
know,
30 seconds, and then she drifts off again.
and then the stuffing went everywhere, and she had to pick up all the stuffing and shove it back in, and every time she shoved it back in, she thought
I
about the
had-
little boy that
I
took
had a
the head
similar
off of my
experience.
dolly.
I had a similar experience, not with Dolly. And then she does the same thing.
But yeah, so there's quite a lot of rambling going on from the cart, the Curious cart. Anybody else want to speak to their bearer as we get closer? Dietrich?
I think Dietrich would be asking Roberta. The most important question that I think he'd ask her is, who would you say is the most successful hunt in recent years, or just ever? Do you have a story about that?
Yeah, a little bit. And kind of looks back, or looks up towards Lilac's cart, kind of making sure that you're a fair distance away, which you are. You're a couple houses away, and goes, the Dapple Hops did a very good job a few years ago.
Right.
But don't tell
And
them I said that.
You said what?
What?
Exactly. What made that hunt so successful?
Well,
Why
it was
was it-
very quick. No one got hurt. The ambush went off without a hitch. That's about it. The meat got back in plenty of time to cook it, and it was one of the largest we'd ever seen.
Right.
It filled up nearly every cart.
They ever talk about tactics or
Well,
how?
I'm sure that, yeah. I mean, I don't know for sure. We don't talk a lot about that. I think maybe I know that there have been some families that try to use some sort of ravine to catch the beast in, and then it becomes easier. But it's very difficult to get them to run into a ravine. You would have to use some sort of trickery or something, or blind it in some way while it's charging. That could work.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for all this.
What?
For the hospitality that your people have shown
Oh, sure.
to travelers.
Well, why wouldn't we?
Well, I mean, the last planet we were on tried to forcibly make us join their culture, shall we say.
Oh, that would be very strange.
It was.
I mean, you don't seem like you're well equipped for thumping. And she just kind of grins and keeps riding. Anyone else?
Flora's probably just asking some of the same type of questions that everyone else already did.
Sure.
About who's had good hunts and stuff.
Your Flora, I believe, has a bit more information. Goes into more details about a lot of the different hunts that have happened recent years, and some of the more historical ones. Like one family in the past used a tripwire and actually tripped the beast, and it came crashing down and basically knocked itself out. There's a lot of different things that people have used in different ways. One family who happened to be have a lot of druids in their family had created vines that wrapped around the beast and just pulled it to the ground, but it took all 6 of them to be able to do it, and things like that. So they just go a lot of encyclopedic knowledge of a lot of different things that have happened here. So as you arrive towards this very large kind of craggy area, the natural plains and forests, light forests that you've been traveling through almost end in a line, and this blasted lands just continues from there. This very rocky, ruddy sort of deserty like land, and at the head, the Dapplehop points off in the distance, Lilac, and you see these gigantic bones of a creature off maybe 500-600 yards in front of you. You would guess that these bones are probably 4 or 5. The rib bones are 5 or 6 stories tall, and says that's the bones of one of the creatures there. They are very large.
Oh.
So, the den of the beast is close. Where would you like to set your ambush? And if you just want to describe to me the type of situation you would like to have it in, as the other carts pull up aside and everyone starts to gather, so everyone can help if necessary.
So if I'm understanding all of this correctly, everyone else is meant to scatter
At the ambush spot.
and I am bait?
Yep.
Cool. Then I will explain this part of the plan to everyone and just look perplexed and hope somebody has an idea.
Are there any like natural ravines?
All sorts.
We could.
All sorts of different. Whatever you want to describe, you could be able to find.
I think maybe trying to get it down into the low ground, it might slip. It would be easier to hide in a natural kind of divot. Dang, this armor on this tunic just doesn't quite fit right.
So I have a spell that I can sort of bolster myself, and apparently with these feet apparatuses, I who knows? I don't know.
Stilts. They're called stilts.
Stilt apparati. I apparently can run faster away.
Not fast enough, though. Remember, I did say that.
Well, perhaps with a head start.
If you could, if you run into the ravine, I might be able to disguise you with some illusions. I don't know if it'd be able to see through it or not, but I could make you look like a bush or
Well, I
a tree
think
or
the
something.
implication is that I'm not supposed to be hidden and I'm supposed to draw it out?
Right. I mean,
Yes, with the chant.
You draw.
Chant.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody told me I had to sing.
No, chanting is not
That makes
singing,
me
dear.
uncomfortable.
It's very simple.
Is it Darcy that calls me dear?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like Lilac is a little like a hum.
Curie raises an eyebrow. Only I'm allowed to go on a date. She's like, who is this bitch?
So, do you want to hear the chant now, or do we wish to wait?
I suppose the cheer isn't going to lure it out before we're ready, right?
Oh no, you would have to be very loud.
Hey, are we sure that I should be the one doing this?
You got the egg, yes.
Well,
Fate places many things in our laps that we might feel we're not prepared for, and it is our responsibility to step up to the challenge. And you are more than capable of doing so. I am sure of it.
Hype train!
Ooh, we got the hype train going. So what that means is donations that come in right now will add to the hype train. There's a time limit on it. It's 100 bits or more, I believe, or a subscription. Everyone helps increase the hype train. For every level of the hype train that we surpass, the players do get a reroll that will go into their pool. And right now we are halfway to our first one. So keep those donations coming. And remember, the donations go to help support this network and the people involved.
Sorry, I'm dancing to "We Are on a Hype Train." We are on a hype train.
Okay. Yes, so unfortunately it has to be you, dear.
all right. Yes, the cheer then.
And he leans down and whispers the cheer to you, which I will send to you in chat right now.
Beautiful.
Delightful.
If I can find a private chat with you that we've not done in a while, evidently.
You can just search for their username.
That would require me to remember their username.
Welcome to Shenanigoons. We love that you've subscribed.
I'm hearing two at the same time.
Because you're listening to stream?
I'm in OBS.
Oh, your OBS has the alert that's in it then.
Yep.
Thank you, you're awesome, because you subscribed.
I can't dance without losing my armor. That's the problem.
Thank you for the subs, Anon.
So all y'all got to hear Matthew crooning while my ass singing Disney high-pitched falsetto just in my ear at like way too loud a pitch. Thank you for the gift subscriptions. You're awesome.
We made it to level 2 hype
We
train.
did,
Hype
which
train.
means we have earned an extra reroll. Every level of the hype train we meet, we get another reroll added to our party pool. So thank you all so much for your contributions.
So while Lilac is learning the chant, does anyone have any idea of how we're going to keep them alive?
I've got a little bit of healing. I imagine Flora would be better at that than I am.
I've got-
I'll inspire them.
My
Not
best-
healings, though.
So Darcy Dabblehop will explain that as you approach the cave, you have to start by whispering it, and you get gradually louder and louder the closer and closer you get to the front of the cave. As you reach the front of the cave, you should be screaming it into the cave.
It took me a second. I was like, Ren, what are you laughing at? What's in chat? That I realized, oh, they're reading the DM.
So are we ready? Ravine right there. Lilac will approach, chant, draw it out, run, dodge, weave, roll,
Definitely
bounce,
roll
hop.
While we
Are
attack
you all
it.
going to be in one spot, or spread out a
Oh,
bit?
I would much prefer to be a little spread out.
I was thinking spread out. My hammer requires a bit of room for smashing. I would hate to accidentally pancake somebody.
Well, I would appreciate some isolation a bit somewhere.
Also, no
No,
offense,
no,
Flora.
basic.
If your fire gets a little crazy, I don't want to be nearby it.
Oh my.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if this is flammable. And she sort of touches the paint sticking to her fur.
I am.
And I think Dermot and I should be within, easy earshot of most folks. So,
I never
Spread out,
doubted
but not too
your
spread out.
ability to project.
right. But there's certain numerical things that I have to accommodate with this
Fine, if you
system.
want to get technical.
Lilac, if you want, I could send Ember with you.
Extra bit of
Has Lilac ever seen Ember?
question.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. At least once or twice in their garden. Flora would have specifically not summoned Ember anywhere near the bookstore. Out of, deference to not wanting to burn all your books to ashes by accident.
Tush.
Image
Ashes?
of
Yeah.
image of flaming sphere, just roll, but made out of a fox, just rolling around.
Like a fox rolling around in a ball having fun and catching everything on fire. That'd be bad. Be very bad. If worse comes to worse, she can actually do this like Bamfy thing where she moves you a certain distance away. So that would help you move further away from the big creature if you have to.
That would be good.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Oh,
Welcome
Flora
to
summons Ember.
Shenanigans. We love that you subscribed. You've tuned in to Shenanigoons, and no one here was bribed. Mayhem, magic, mystery is usually the vibe. So strap in for Shenanigans. You're awesome. You subscribe.
Yay! Thank you guys very much. All right. So we good? You guys know what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Lilac. I would like to inspire them.
okay. How long does that last?
10 minutes.
Plenty of time.
Are you telling me not to do it now or later?
No, I'm saying he has plenty of time. Now's a great time. Yeah, yeah.
Lilac, while you head off to be bait, we will be here nice and safe. Use your stilts to run real fast. Don't worry. I'm sure it'll be a blast.
Thank you, Dermot.
Darcy Dabblehopp leans over.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about writing some things for me later.
Oh, okay.
Commissions.
You have a your D6 level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as each of the bearers start taking you guys off to get you prepared, very quickly at the place, they retreat very quickly. Darcy takes you close, about halfway to this large cave on the side of this kind of the ravine that starts this large blasted lands, and he says, and always remember that the three decrees that faith, hop, and charity, but the greatest of these is hop. I'm a Seventh-day hoppist. So have an excellent. That was blatantly stolen from Red Dwarf.
I know.
Enjoy, be speedy and fast, and know that you are holding up the traditions of our people, and we appreciate that. And you are welcome here. Okay, and he leaves.
Logan, you were about to say have an excellent.
I've been trying very hard to stay with make puns. I honestly have.
You almost said it, and I was
No,
so
I
mad.
really didn't. I wasn't even
Okay.
thinking about that. I was stuck trying to remember the word tradition.
Flora did send Ember with Lilac.
Okay, so you got a little ball of fire fluff running around at your feet, bouncing, and like a little fox is boink, boink, boink around you, lighting little fires, but they quickly go out because there's nothing there to burn.
Okay, and Darcy has just disappeared.
He's heading back up the ravine to the top, and he's just like, go ahead.
And the cave is just right there.
Yeah, big gigantic cave, big crevasse in the side of the thing here.
Lilac is gonna look down at Ember. Don't ever tell them I said such a very absurd thing.
Ember just starts bouncing.
All right, I'm supposed to whisper it first. Okay. I am... Okay. I'm gonna die.
What a weird chant.
I am here to... I'm not whispering. Drat. Alright, I am here to greet you. Really not to eat you. Come out as a winner. Promise not as dinner.
Nothing happens.
This is the best day ever.
I am here to greet you. Really not to eat you. Come out as a winner. Promise not as dinner.
Still nothing happens, but you're just approaching the mouth of the cave now.
It's absolute Bill Girl.
And while you guys are a fair distance away, as you approach the cave and you are going to say it's the third time, something about this cave makes it echo and reverberate throughout not only the entire cave, but the entire valley. And this will be the first time you all hear. Go ahead, Lilac.
Oh my god.
I am here to greet you. Really not to eat you. Come out as a winner. I promise not as dinner.
And as birds and bats and other creatures start to flutter off in all directions, the ground reverberates and shakes a little bit. Lilac, you hear the most deep guttural growl you've ever heard in your life come from this cave. And then you start to hear these thundering footsteps running towards the entrance. Give me initiative.
Yeah, but when do you think I was supposed to run? Ah!
Thank you for the raid, Raven. You just missed the best thing in the world.
I need to remember that for later.
Oh. Are we telling you verbally or writing it down? Or...
I just need to know who the highest is. So whoever thinks they have the highest, give me that number.
Single digits. No.
23.
23. Anybody beat a 23?
Damn.
He beat me by 20.
Okay. So
just a hair.
So Lilac is actually going to be going first because Lilac is the only one doing anything right now as you all prepare. But Lilac, so your goal is to run away from this creature, getting to this ravine, hoping to guide it down the ravine, correct? And you are starting to run now, or are you going to wait till you see it?
I can hear it though.
You
right?
can hear it, yes.
I will look down at Ember. I'm probably supposed to run now, right?
Ember looks up
Yeah, I'm
at
running.
you. As you start to run, Ember starts to bound off after you. And seems to think it's some sort of game, keeps bounding around you. Ember moves pretty fast, right? Double move. Well, I mean, Lilac's double moving too, so double.
I mean, yeah,
quadruple
she
move.
can double move. doesn't specifically say a speed.
Okay,
I
no worries about it.
assume she just takes mine, which is 30.
Okay, so might have some problems keeping up initially. As Lilac is tearing off, you hear Darcy hollering something, but you can't make it out. Nobody can. As bursting through the opening in the side is this extremely large, 6-legged, sort of lizard creature with these huge tusks that go up and this long, almost anteater-like snout that or more like maybe elephant snout that just goes really long and down, but it's all scale covered and like almost like a snake, but looks more like an elephant snout. And this creature has scars and things down its body, and it is gargantuan. It is massive. It's bigger than it's almost as big as your ship, and it is just tearing down past Lilac. So Lilac, please give me a dexterity save as this creature starts to overtake you, and we're gonna find out what kind of maneuvers. Tell me what kind of maneuvers you try to do after you roll, so you know how well you do with what you do. So what'd you get?
You have rerolls.
I need to take a reroll because I rolled a 2.
All right.
I have a post-it on my monitor that says rerolls with 6 exclamation points.
Is there an
14
exclamation point for each row?
Plus
reroll?
2, that's 16, and I feel like maybe I want to, yeah.
Use it.
Okay, 21.
21. So you definitely succeed with that as the creature starts to come much faster than you expected, and is going to be overtaking you. What does Lilac do? What maneuver does Lilac do to get out of the way of this creature, but to also continue moving towards the ravine, one way or another?
Well, you said that these things give me a jump.
You easily double your jump, maybe more.
So he's rushing past me.
Well, he's rushing to trample you.
Okay. Then if I have a 21 on my dex and I have jumpy boots, maybe I, as he's trying to trample, I am able to kind of like jump up, and I'm on the edge of kind of like this divotty thing, right?
Right.
Maybe I can jump up enough, like diagonal out of the way, and then kind of bounce off that just to get out of his trample range.
Okay, sure. So yeah, I love that. So you jump off to basically jumping off to the side, and you're gonna kind of let him overtake you.
It's like partially parkouring off
as
the side.
as you're parkouring off the side of this kind of this curved ravine here. But what are you doing after he's kind of sort of past you? How are you going to try to entice it to continue moving forward? Because if it's seeing you as its targets, probably from the bad poetry, that you will now be, it's going to want to stop and turn and try to fight you again. But you're trying to get it to your friends. What are you going to do to keep it moving?
I am going to cast Prestidigitation and attempt to
Keep going. I like it where you're going with this. Go ahead.
attempt to at least make some sort of like flicker in its vision, just long enough for it to be confused as to whether or not I jumped out of the way, or if it just, like.
So not only are you leaping out of the way,
Saw,
but
like,
you're
maybe
leaping
like
out
a
of the
little
way
bit
in
like
a
a-
shower
like a-
of sparks.
Yeah,
to kind of
like a
confuse
sunbeam
and
hits his
blind.
eyeballs so that
Perfect.
he doesn't quite know that maybe I got out of the way. just
Excellent.
then.
Give me a Arcana check, Knowledge Arcana.
Am I allowed to use my rerolls?
That's up to your party.
Okay.
I have no problem with it.
That is what they are for.
Yep.
Okay, that was a 19, and I don't have any bonuses on that.
Okay, so as you're just kind of thinking about how you're going to do this in the moment of also trying to leap out of the way of this creature, you cast Prestidigitation, you leap out of the way, and the creature seems confused and starts to shake its head, but continues to barrel forward, hoping to feel that satisfying crunch that it's looking for while it's trying to trample you. But it doesn't seem to get it. So you're now behind the creature, still running, it's still running. Everyone, you see that this creature is coming towards the ravine. It's shaking its head. It's blinking its 4 eyes, and it's just not quite sure about what's going on. What are you all doing? It's not that far away at this point. Maybe long distance for you all.
Am I popcorning to?
We're
the
gonna
next person?
yeah. Why don't you popcorn to someone else? Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense to popcorn to Diedrich so that Diedrich can buff somebody.
Perfect.
All right.
We're just gonna have the creature go last. So don't worry about picking on the creature this time.
Cool. Gonna go ahead and buff. I'll try to inspire. Piper, was Piper on the ground, like gonna go attack the thing, or?
Yeah, Piper is kind of one trick pony.
Yeah,
I beat the face.
I'm not saying you guys need to like lock in where you were beforehand. This is more of a dramatic scene. So wherever you need to be in the moment is where you need to be. So that's but Piper, yeah, that makes sense that Piper's probably sitting there standing waiting for it to get to her.
Come on.
All right. Yeah. Then it's like, stand your ground. Don't freak or anything. Sorry, this is kind of not what I've done this before. Do good. Do real
very
good.
Inspiring.
Do very good. Incredibly good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Piper, you're like, that was strangely inspiring.
That's strangely worked.
So consider a D6 inspiration. And then Dietrich will cup his hands around his mouth and making it sound like it's coming from in front of the creature. He will mimic Lilac's voice with what they said with the chant at the volume of a scream.
So I'm sorry, Dietrich, with your beautiful memory, what was that? What do you say?
We're not here to eat you. No, we're not here to eat you. We're not gonna eat you for dinner.
Perfect. I think that was much better than what I wrote.
Oh, Medic did pass the peanut.
Pass the peanuts! Curie, who's the peanut going to?
The Piper.
Piper.
What? It's a terrible idea.
Dietrich.
You'll love it.
Dietrich, whose initiative going to?
Initiative is going to Flora.
Flora.
Yeah, sorry, Dermot, didn't see it.
Okay. It's not actually.
It's long range.
In
So
the
if you have any
ravine yet, right?
long range spells over 100 feet spells, now's a good time.
How close is it to Ember and
It just sort of ran over Ember and is just past Lilac, but they are still basically melee range. So if you do an explosion, it's gonna hit them too. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Medic.
Hey, you medic, we got an upgrade.
That is
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have Ember use Flame Seed. I can use my action to have her attack on my turn. So it's a ranged weapon attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess that a 22 probably hits.
Yep.
Okay. So it does fire damage. Big surprise. All right, it's gonna be 6 fire damage, and I have her aim it at one of the back feet to try to almost
Perfect. Yes.
urge
Yeah.
it
Yep.
forward.
So as the fire hits, the creature just like in being semi-blinded right now, just kind of rears back a little bit and just starts taking off even faster towards the ravine edge that you guys are all kind of poised around.
Okay. And Dermot.
Curie, I wrote something for you.
Oh, thank you.
Blowgun in paw, steady as she goes, waiting for the best moment before she blows. She's good at this. She's bound not to miss. But you betcha, if she does, there will be a vocal hiss.
Perfect.
Love it. Thank
And for a spell, I'm going to in the direction that Dietrich was yelling. I'm going to actually create a silent image of Lilac.
Okay. Perfect. So as its vision comes back, it will see Lilac still in front.
Off to the side, though, yeah, so we can kind of flank it. It's like not directly in front of us.
Excellent.
And Piper.
Piper, looking down at Peanut, who had just appeared with her hammer in one hand and her shield in her other, is kind of like clutching, like, this is not a good place for you, bud. All right, let's improvise, and throws a guiding bolt at the creature instead at this distance to light it up for anyone else who needs a better view of this gargantuan thing.
All right. That will give next person to attack it with melee or ranged, I believe, gets advantage, correct? As the creature starts to glow. Do you have to roll a hit?
Yes, I do.
Oh man, that's a weird spell. All right, go ahead.
Well,
An 11 is its AC. So
okay, well then, yeah. So 22 is fine then.
So
15 points of radiant damage.
Oh wow! Okay.
As it begins to glow with this kind of silvery light.
Okay. I'll always give 100% unless you're giving blood.
like that.
Thank you, medic.
And we get a wheel.
And I get a wheel of causality, which I did not set up. So we're going to have to roll randomly. I just realized because we're having other technical issues.
Who would you like to be affected by
who's going to be affected by the wheel? And we'll get that rolled in just a second here. And then I apologize. I didn't get it set up for the actual spinning thing, but we'll just roll it randomly. So Piper, as it hits, and then it starts to glow a color, right? What color does it glow?
It's kind of like this almost like silver bone shard kind of color.
Okay, kind of silvery color kind of glows around it, lighting it up and making it look almost iridescent with the green scales it has and this kind of weird silvery glow. Lilac, you're going to be affected by the wheel. It is Pick on Lilac Day, I guess. And we're going to get that open in just here. Oh, my Google Sheets, of course, is down. That's not right.
The hops giveth and the hops
taketh away. All right, so roll a d12 for me.
Oh no.
I never used this one.
Hey, giving it a workout.
Say we all.
8.
8. Sorry, I'm trying to find it over here. Okay. All right. So every scene, we'll have at least 2 or 3 more scenes for the rest of the game. Every scene, you must include a quote from a musical that is non-Disney and you must use a quote from that in every scene from here on to eternity. So that is
Each quote a different musical, or all the same musical?
It has to be. It can be the same musical, but it has to be a different song. And you have to work that in from a musical character or song that's called Razzle Dazzle.
So you can't use that one.
You can use that one if you want.
Okay.
If you can shoehorn it in, go for it. And
I already used it today. It is possible.
All right, so.
So Piper will, after finishing that, go, who wants Peanut? This is a terrible idea for me to have him.
Not it.
Then look around for who's next.
His face is painted.
It is painted. It's very adorable.
He's safe.
I am not a safe spot for a baby hamster.
I can take him.
Did we have a pass the peanut?
No, but that was just Piper going, this is a terrible idea.
Okay.
You can spend channel points if you really want.
Curious last one, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
So there you go. Thank you, Ren. Not it. Curie is
We got 2 in a row.
So I'm like Curie's watching this thing, and just kind of taking it all in as much as she can. And I want to try to use insightful fighting on it.
Okay.
To start. It has to make a deceit check versus my insight.
What's deceit?
Deception. Sorry, deception. Yeah, my bad.
Who am I passing Peanut to?
Okay. To Dietrich. So the remember, you should just choose. As soon as you see it, you should just choose someone. It's not a matter of who wants it, it's a matter of who gets it. And so I got a 4.
21. So it will let me use my sneak attack against it even when I don't have advantage.
Perfect.
So as long as I don't have disadvantage, I can use my sneak attack.
All right.
Which, on that note, Curie is going to make the very unwise decision of getting a little closer.
Okay. So you move a little bit closer there, and
unfortunately, none of my weapons are tremendously ranged. That is the problem here.
yeah, because you're still gonna be at long range even with a single move. So
yeah. Yeah, I'll have to just hold on to the advantage for the sneak attack for another time, because I'll have to shoot my hand crossbow at disadvantage.
do you want to maybe ready in actions when it's closer? That'd be a different way of handling that.
Yes,
There you
I
go.
would like to do that.
Okay.
I would like to have my hand crossbow out and just sort of following it, and when it starts getting closer,
Perfect.
I want to be able to throw it, or shoot it.
All right, I think that's everyone. So as Lilac kind of falls behind a little bit, Ember starts shooting fire at the feet of the creature from behind. Piper, what'd you do? Sorry.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt, lighting it up. The sparks from Lilac already blinding it. Dietrich and Dermot inspiring people, and Flora. Oh, you did the Ember thing. And the creature is now semi-blinded. Oh, and then of course a permanent audio and video of Lilac in front of the creature now exists, although not saying the chant, but singing a beautiful song. And then and seeing the image of it running, of them running, and the fire behind. All of those things combined, it just starts continuing to charge towards the group, coming into range of Curie, who takes a shot.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 17.
You have
That
advantage
hits.
from the guiding bolt.
Oh, let me try that. Nope, I rolled a 17.
Okay. But that with your sneak attack?
It's it was kind of shitty. 12 piercing damage.
Okay, so 12 total piercing damage as it kind of sticks in the side.
13, but yeah.
Okay, sticks in the side of this creature right towards the front. But it seems to be a very sensitive spot, sneak attack, and it kind of just veers off to the side of the edge of this ravine it's running down and starts to crash down the side of this ravine, just landing with a thud that shakes the ground everywhere around. This long trunk, sort of lizard-like, six-legged creature.
Curie for no reason.
Gotta write that spot down. And it's no longer alive as it lands. It seems to take enough damage from its fall to either knock itself out or to more likely it just seems like it's injured enough that it is now dying. It was a big ravine. You guys chose a real big ravine.
Curie pats Piper on the back. Maybe next one, dear. And just saunters away, like, and I walk away.
When does the second one come?
So it's like climactic.
No, the climax is like the part of the story where you have to like crest. It's the top of the hill, right?
So
I'm very aware of what a climax is.
So the six bears that have come with you all start cheering. You can hear them from the top of the hills. They start running down the carts. The creatures in the carts, being very smart, start to kind of follow them down this path. And they come over. They're just so excited. The fastest kill they've ever seen. They're very, very excited. Darcy Dablot comes over. You did an excellent job. That was one of the best hunts I've ever seen. I've seen one other, but you did an excellent job.
So there's not like another one. That was it.
Would you like to go and summon another one?
No.
I'm sure it has a mate or several.
That's sad.
And progressive.
I mean, yes, it probably is very sad, but I mean, it's part of life. It's just a creature that's not intelligent.
And
otherwise, I would assume that it would
look kind of
come
down
out
over the edge
in a much nicer way. I mean, the chant is designed to not. No intelligent creature would come out angry with a chant like that.
All right, and Lilac will look down.
It's a litmus test, yes.
Lilac will look down sort of the edge of the ravine at the now dead creature. Well, I suppose he had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
Yes.
He had it coming. And the first to start to pull out the tools is forgetting all of their names.
Who's
Lucretia? Lucretia pulls out this extremely large, like 5 foot long blade. It's got this big weird hook to it, obviously designed specifically for taking these creatures apart, and starts to carry it bigger than she is down into the ravine. Nobody seems to be stopping her as each one of the bears grabs their own, and they go down and start to very expertly take this creature apart, which is kind of weird since they don't eat this except once a year and don't eat meat otherwise. They seem to be experts at slaughtering, so they must practice this a lot.
Do you think that we should follow them? Or just let that...
They seem to have it in hand. I'm not sure.
So they do...
Because if we really wanted to, we could just follow that trail and just go with them. Never mind.
Nice.
I wrote down so many, and then the fight ended.
Nice. So as they, what they're going to need more of the help with is loading up the carts, because the meat is down in the ravine. They're going to need the strength for those of you that have it, and they've got some ropes and things to start pulling the meat up. It takes about an hour to dismantle and completely load up all of the carts, but you start to do it, and then about an hour drive back home, because obviously there's thousands of pounds of meat now in the carts that will take a little bit longer to do. Yes.
While they're driving, Curie makes sure, Lucretia, dear, please be certain that when you, I am sure, repeat this copious times to other people, that you make sure everyone knows that I got the killing shot.
Oh, absolutely. I'll totally do that. Absolutely. I can't wait to tell everybody this story. And we then fade into Lucretia standing on a table around hundreds and hundreds of the people telling the story. And then it was like boom, and then it was like bang, and then it was blink out of these, and Kira was like bam, 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 and then it went ah, and she falls off the table onto the ground.
She has such a felicity of expression.
Bit of a flair for the dramatic.
And
That's
then
adorable.
Curie did this.
I didn't see that part.
She did.
But Kira got the killing blow. Did I do all right? Was that right?
Perfection.
And the rest of the day is discussing the tale and feasting. And it is a very interesting meat. It is not quite like anything you've ever eaten. It is very soft, very flavorful, and has a lot of zing to it, kind of a tang to it.
Logan, stop. There are hot wings in my fridge right now, and I'm really hungry now.
The best you can.
And now I want hot wings.
I want hot wings.
God
The
damn
best
it.
you can come up with is kind of almost a chicken-esque flavor, but with like seasoned, a bit spicy or tangy, but with a steak-like texture.
Like a brined chicken.
Kind of, yeah.
Like a pickle.
But with the bite
vinegary
of
chicken.
of red meat, of kind of a hard red meat.
Weird. That's so weird.
It's very interesting and very unique. And the feast continues. And it goes on all night until the next day when you are planning on leaving, and you each have a moment and some time to spend with your bears, and all together as the 12 of you together get to all kind of join in the celebration. You're allowed to remove the paint on your face, and you're allowed to remove
thank God.
the robes.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, gone.
Lilac? Lilac?
Prestidigitation. Just all around. Just a
And
You're a treasure.
and you can spend a moment with each of your bears. So I'd like to go around the table and talk about how you kind of end the night after a lot of drinking, a lot of food, good revelry with your bear, in the last kind of private moment that you have together before you leave in the morning.
This is still at night or the next
This
day?
is at night, right? This is during the
Okay.
party as it's wrapping up. There's been lots of food, lots of drink if you drink, and it's been a very, very fun-filled celebratory night. Lots of dancing, the bunny hop and the I can't think of any other hopping ones.
Jitterbun.
The jitterbun and the Charleston for some reason. I just really like that one.
Bun style?
Bundon style. Hop abundant style.
Nice.
Hop around.
Nice.
Jump around, Logan.
Jump
Come
around.
on.
The bunning man.
The bunning man, yes.
The electric slide, but only Dermot's bearer is good at that one.
So who wants to? Piper, we'll start with you. What is the last thing that you spend your time with?
Wilhelmina?
Wilhelmina WiggleSnoot, who loves Timothy Hay, is often sleeping or eating, just relaxing, really seems to enjoy life, very happy, bubbly, friendly. I don't play it very well, but I think of the, if you remember, Sister Act. The nun that's always just happy and friendly and just
Yeah.
positive,
Oh,
constantly.
Kathy Jimmy's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see Wilhelmina WiggleSnoot. She's just constantly enjoying every moment of what's going on. What do you do to wrap up the night with Wilhelmina?
You know, it's kind of nice to take some time to remember what this is like and not just
What is
craziness.
like?
People that are
People, fun,
Nice.
happy, family.
yeah. Thanks.
I know exactly what you mean.
Oh my god.
That's why I was saving it. Okay,
Tiny,
Flora.
Happy people holding hands.
Yes. Good job.
So yeah, Flora is hanging out with I just forgot her name. Mopsilia Maple Thump. So I mean, thank you so much for everything you did. I'm really sad we're gonna be going because you guys have been so nice.
I'm going to be very sad that you go as well. I've enjoyed our time together, and I'm always looking for new things to learn, and I'm sure I could have learned much more from you all.
I suppose that's true, just because we're from somewhere so different. I got you this. Well, I brought you this, I guess I should say. And she gives her a little bag with some seeds in it. Some of the flower seeds she brought with her when we left our planet, our home. They're just flowers, but a couple of them are edible. This one and this one. And then similar to some of the flowers you have here, but they're not exactly the same. And since they're from our home, you're the only one who's going to have them.
You are an example of the best of your people. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And she gives you a bit of an awkward hug. And as a reminder, Mopsilia Maple Thump is dry humor, very serious. The Bunny Adelaide is how it was described to me from our previous campaign. Let's go to Curie. So Curie, you spend the last few minutes with a very over-sugared, overfed Lucretia Little Ear. What is your last few moments like?
Lucretia, I have a question for you.
Hmm.
I realize I haven't asked you
I'm here. What?
much, though you've conversed quite a bit for the two of us.
Yes, I like to talk a lot.
What do you aspire to? What is it you want to do with yourself? Oh my god, are you looking for an answer?
No,
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Okay.
I wanted to make sure that there were no adults around.
Oh, secret safe with me, dear. I'm the best adult.
Oh, you're an adult?
No, tell me.
Okay. And she pulls over her basket and she pulls aside the hay and she lifts a false bottom that she's woven into it, and she shows a whole field of all of the same eggs. And they're all the eggs that had the little flowers that bloom in the mouth. This is what I like to do. I like to hide and take things and do things I'm not supposed to. And she like pushes back this false bottom that she's woven onto the into the bottom of her basket and puts the hay back.
I knew I liked you.
I also like sharp things.
She puts a hand on this little bunny's face. You remind me so very much of someone I left
Of
at
the
home.
babe?
Hmm?
Oh wait, that's Lilac's thing. Never mind. Sorry.
No, but someone very much reminds me of you.
Okay.
And I very much appreciate that. All right, yep, exactly like her. Yes.
I'm gonna go sleep now. It just passes out. Dermot. So you are spending the last few moments of time with cuddly Care Hair, who loves to cuddle but is also prone to building up small electric static shocks. What is your last few moments like?
Well, okay, so, in order to come with us, I need you to take these lessons, okay?
Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Would you like to come with us?
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you how to be inanimate. And then it looks like you're like a teddy hair.
Oh.
So,
And I proceed to do my inanimate ability and just stop blinking and just go into my rest.
As soon as you do, Cuddly grabs you and goes, "Oh my God, he's dead! Wake up! Oh my God, somebody help!"
Oh, it's okay. I got better.
I saved him!
I got better. Yeah. But
good Lord.
Can you do that? And then
Die?
I'll just
No.
carry you. No, you just. Oh, okay. Well, if you do, I could carry you on board, and nobody would know the difference. They'd be like, "Oh, there's
But
a teddy
I'd be
hair."
dead.
No.
But
I
you
would
just
protect you.
died.
I just went to sleep.
That's not what
Ish.
sleep looks like.
I know. I won't do that again.
Thank you. And he gives you a big hug and shocks you.
It's almost like Dermot could learn a lesson about doing something unintentionally scarring for someone.
Going back to, I forgot, Lucretia Littleear was described to me as Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, squeaky and happy and dumb as a doornail. But I had to throw in dumb as a doornail.
but I
Never
love
quite
her.
works for me. Okay, and then lastly, no, not lastly. We got two more. Who am I missing? No, lastly, right? Oh, Dietrich. Okay, let's go to Dietrich. Dietrich,
No,
Roberta
Dietrich.
Riverine, which was described to me as a word I can't pronounce. Sundari.
Tsundere.
Tsundere.
I did look it up though. Which
You might
was,
have ended up in a weird place in the internet.
I was not actually, but that's okay. Although it does immediately, the very
That's
first image is
okay.
is anime, so I was like, where am I going with this? I'm not sure I captured this one extremely well since it was just very, very,
Strange.
simple. It's hard. Less details makes it harder. Actually, it's funny that. But I think I did okay. What is your last moment with Roberta Riverine or Riverine?
I think Riverine. I have no idea.
Riverine. I like Riverine.
That it's a type of rabbit. I think Dietrich and she would probably be just like quietly eating next to each other, and he would pull out of his pocket a very small handwritten reference guide that he had written down on particularly difficult folds as he was like studying origami from the book that Lilac gave him once upon an ancient time ago. So he like kept this like tiny little notebook, and so he slides that over next to her and was like, this was particularly helpful in my study of this type of thing.
Oh, thank you.
So-
I really appreciate this. That's very nice of you.
Fellow practitioner, like respects
It
like.
was fun. It was nice. I didn't get you anything.
That's fine. Be well.
Only because there's only one thing I could think of to get you, and it's not good coming from an adolescent girl. So, but it was going to be the Thumpa Sutra.
Well,
Non-canon.
clearly,
I'm not allowed to read this book, but my parents like it a lot. All four of them. So, so you just turn and you leave. And that leaves us with Lilac. So Lilac, after a while, the party as it goes on, and you are the center of attention for quite a lot of it. At one point, about an hour and a half before it ends, Darcy comes over and kind of talks to the people that are kind of surrounding you, and makes some comments that you're not quite sure. Just talks to you generally about the things going on at the party, and makes some comments about how amazing Piper was, and mentions Curie got the killing blow and this and that. And a lot of the people start to disperse, and he then just says, "Excuse us" to the rest, and he just kind of guides you off. He doesn't touch you, but he just kind of motions for you to come with him, as he then takes you kind of to the back behind one of the tents, where there is a couple of little chairs around a campfire and a bottle of wine, and he goes, "I thought you might like something a little quieter. I can stay, or you're welcome to stay alone if you wish."
Just to clarify, are all of our bunny companions children?
No.
Like, can he drink wine?
He is an adult.
Okay.
Yeah. Only if you made him a child is he a child.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't
No.
condoning child rabbit inebriation.
No.
On
No,
stream.
the children were not. None of the children were drinking because we have the same sensibilities, and they have the same sensibilities as we do in our Western culture. So maybe they would have had a sip of wine. No. Darcy Dabblehop is an adult.
No, I would love some company. Oddly enough.
So he'll pour a couple glasses of wine, and he'll sit down in one of the chairs, and you did.
Yeah, I mean,
you did.
I like the Hobbit, so I'm drinking. It's cool.
You did an amazing job today. You were a leader, even though I'm sure that you don't ever think of yourself as one.
You know, it's weird.
Excellent prop work.
I'm just. It really sort of highlighted that. I feel like I shouldn't be, because adventure in space. So many people want this, but I'm unhappy. Unhappy, very, very, very unhappy. But today was interesting.
Good job.
I feel like if I actually have preparation for these adventures that we're having, that maybe I could get through this. Even though I miss my bed.
Yes.
To my bed.
To your bed. All 3 pillows. Is that 3 toasts?
I don't know.
To the reading pillow.
Yes. Those are the ones I missed.
To the sleeping pillow. To the round pillow. With a place for your head, if you need to sleep on your stomach.
It's very important.
I can imagine.
Look.
Nobody here but us bunnies.
I'm not telling you to look at anything specific. It is a general look. Pause. I'm about to say something.
How can one tell?
Fair enough.
Please continue.
I feel as if we are in some way kind of kindred spirits.
That's probably the wine talking.
I don't say things I don't mean.
Touche.
And I can handle my wine. I don't think you understand what a halfling is.
Not at all. Not even in the slightest. I thought you were a child until yesterday. I don't say things I don't mean either.
Lilac needs to take a breathing exercise for a minute.
Thought Piper was a toddler.
Well, regardless, I'm not a child.
I can tell.
I think you should come with us. All of the rest of them, and before you say anything, were very starry-eyed about the whole thing and not realistic. You were realistic.
But what if I miss my bet?
I'm doing all right.
Are you? Well, you don't say things you don't mean. So you must really be doing all right.
My traveling companions are wonderful. They all have varied talents, and they're very interesting. And
even Dietrich.
But Dietrich's great.
Maybe I'll feel that way after traveling with him too, if I were to come.
Look, so if I can be, I don't know,
blunt.
Not blunt. I was trying to say fanciful, maybe.
Oh,
but
fanciful.
Just wait. I have some things in common with the rest of them, but honestly, I could use, like I said, a kindred. Maybe this is the word talking. I could use a kindred spirit, I think, on this journey. And we've all got a lot going on. Everyone has some weird baggage. Like, Curie's got a lot going on. I mean, and Dietrich is very traumatized by something I accidentally did very recently. And just everyone's got a lot of baggage. And I'm just looking for baggage that goes a little bit more with mine.
A matching set.
So you want me to bring my baggage?
It's a metaphor. Do you not do metaphors? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Forget I asked.
What are you asking?
If you wanted to come with us. But then I said forget it.
Is that what you were asking?
I have no idea anymore. Look, you seem nice, but you're confusing. So maybe I should go.
Pot and kettle, I understand. Kindred spirits and all. And he just smiles. I think we're going to stop
I'm going to bed.
After you are out of earshot, he just looks into the wine and goes, "Miss it already?" And grins and finishes his wine. And we come to the next day when the captain has said that you have to get going. You are left with quite a lot of meat to take with you, although Chef Souffle is not too impressed with it. Does not seem to think it aligns with any of the properties that she deems appropriate, but she will persevere and make something edible with it. And is graciously accepts after a while thank you, BM Academy, the gift of the meat for your journey. Everyone thanks you very, very much for everything. There is no more time really to get any kind of alone time with everyone, and as you are leaving, that's where we're going to halt the end of this. And next week we will be continuing on with the rest of the campaign. However, dear audience, over this next week, you are going to have a choice to make. You can go onto our Twitter, and if you are a patron, you can vote double by going onto our Patreon, and you get to decide which of our 6 new friends is going to join the crew and come along with everyone.
Can players vote too?
Players can vote too. So we will have that poll up tonight. Will
Understood.
Will it be? I just like that's work for me. Got it. Will it be Roberta?
Oh god.
Did we lose?
Run.
No, Ren.
Oh
Oh no.
It's all broken now. We didn't have time.
no! They got so
Pretty
excited.
good. We'll have to figure it out because Twitter only lets you have 4 options.
So we can put it up somewhere else and then link it. So
Sure.
but it can be Roberta Riverine, the kind of aloof and then friendly young rapscallion. I think rapscallion actually be safe. Wilhelmina WiggleSnoot, who enjoys relaxing, lounging, and is overly bubbly and fun. Cuddly Care Hair, the cuddle bug that with a shocking secret. Mopsy Maple Thump, the Bunny Adelaide, as we said, the dry humor, very serious. Lucretia Little Ear, the bubbly young rogue murder child. Yeah, the bubbly young murder child. Or Darcy Dapplehop, the fancy man of Cornwall.
Debonair.
Debonair.
The Debonair.
So
Debonair.
while this is all broken, we're gonna try to
God
fix
damn it.
this. Anyway, that's that. That is the end of our show. And we have people kind of morphing into other people here on screen. So we're gonna end there, and we'll do. We need a technical difficulty screen. God, I wish Zoom would fix this and make it so. Well, but we can't talk on that. I can't continue to say goodnight to everyone.
Sure.
As we, I can. Oh, you know. Oh, shoot! You know what I can do? I can do that.
Add
You
it
can
to
see
the
me
feed
twice, and I can be blurry in
Oh,
front of
no.
everyone, and you can I see my green screen there. It's just horrible.
Mike opened a portal apparently.
And we're at least the right
Whoa.
spots. So, anyways, that looks a little bit better. So thank you. You're fine now. It's fixed.
No.
Well, it's fixed
it's
enough.
not.
So
It's fine. It's fine.
anyway,
It's fine.
it's
Everything.
fixed.
Everything.
It's
No,
fixed better than it
we'll
was.
We
all
just
right,
know how
fine.
to
I'll
old
hide
play the
myself again.
characters we're in front of. It's
All right,
fine.
I'm gone.
I'm good.
So anyway, that's that. We're gonna end for the night. Thank you guys. So we will get that pull out, and if you are one of our patrons, you get to vote twice. You'll be able to vote there on which of our new bunny friends is going to join the crew forever. I know my vote, but I will save that for the polls, and we'll see you next week here on Nerdsmith, 7 p.m. PST, when we find out which bunny will be joining the crew, and we'll find out what adventures they have waiting for them.
Somebody
Some bunny
joining
is
our
joining the crew. Yay! Perfect. Thank you guys all very much in dealing with our.
told
told
me
me-
stars are gonna roll me.
And on that note, we're gonna roll our credits, and we will see you guys very,
I'm
very
not
soon.
the sharpest bun in the shed.
Yeah.
Ship.
Good
Ship.
try.
Perfect. Good night,
Ship.
everyone.
Yeah.
Sailing the stars in search of a harbor. Won't you join our crew? Lilac steady even when it gets heavy. Amidst the chaos, they'll see you through. Dietrich's disdain hides a gentler refrain to keep our spirits up. And where there's a fight, there's probably Piper. She's tiny, but she's tough. Find what's hidden inside, discover secrets big and small. And there's Flora to smile through the horror and wonder of it all. Dermot the bear looks through his vacant stare, but they will fluff you up. So won't you come along and wish us luck?